more girls here than anywhere in the world, and we play rock and roll. All we do now, we don't like add in. Some clubs will play a little bit of rock and roll. We play only rock and roll. I like the girls that come here.
All right, we're on.
Let's go.
Disco Acid Cult TV. What have you been up to today?
Nothing much, just work shit. I just got the notification that we're live. Let's go.
Yeah.
I've been pretty pissed off about the Cena last match, but I know it's like not nothing that can't be helped.
Yeah, I thought it was a terror. I mean, I'll just never get over the fact that it was Gunther of all people.
I know. Yeah, a lot of people are like, oh no, it's actually good because Gunther's a good heel. I'm like, dude, like he didn't even need it. They already had him, beat Goldberg, which doesn't really matter. But he's already been the champ and all that. Like, why does he need this push?
Yeah, he didn't need it, and I seriously bet that within like 5 years, he's just gonna kind of sink into the mid card again.
Yeah, he has no personality. He's just like wrestling German guy. I don't really get it.
He's just he would have been a great heel for Hulk Hogan to run over back in '86, and that's about it.
Yeah, facts. He's just like the evil German guy. I was thinking about maybe the Saudis like him. Like he's like a stereotypical like evil heel German guy. Maybe they're into that kind of thing still.
Yeah, they're still stuck back in the.
Yeah, they have like a weird like 80s lens on it or something because I feel like no one else. I see some people like Gunther on the internet, but I think it's just people trying to act like they're wrestling purists who care about in-ring stuff.
Yeah, it's like people that claim that they like IPA beers and shit. They don't need to actually fucking
Exactly.
like Gunther. Like, there's nothing to like about Gunther. He's just a fat guy.
No, exactly. Yeah, yeah, he literally was just the fat guy. But yeah, other than that, not too much.
Yeah. Well, okay, before we get to Dragon Ball GT, I guess actually I kind of thought this was crazy. I was on TikTok for most of the week, realizing or not realizing how many people are like fucking squares now.
Oh, what's so?
I reposted, so there's this clip, and it's these kids, they clearly look like teenagers.
Yeah.
Maybe high schoolers. It was these kids throwing loaves of bread in a Walmart.
Yeah.
It was fucking hilarious. They were like grabbing a loaf of bread and like launching it over aisles. Like it was probably like breaking pickle jars or some shit, or someone probably got hit in the head with a loaf of bread. It was hilarious. And so I reposted it. Only because I saw it was on Twitter, and there was a bunch of people complaining like, this isn't right. These kids need to be arrested. And so I reposted it and was like, no, this is like, what, you guys never drove around knocking over trash cans when you were in high school? Like,
Yeah.
should the kids be out doing drugs? Like, and people tried to be like, oh, so the only options are throwing bread or doing drugs. And I'm like, no, but you know what I'm saying? Like, kids are either going to go cause like stupid, needless trouble, or they're going to do like they could be doing it. Just, I didn't think it was that big of a deal.
I
And
completely
there's
agree with you.
People on TikTok that are like, yeah, no, these kids need to be arrested. And I was like, who the fuck wants to see teenagers thrown in jail for throwing bread in Walmart?
Yeah, for throwing bread. Yeah, we live in a total society squares now. Because you're absolutely right. Like kids are gonna get into some degree of trouble. Like, do you want to be the chill shit of them throwing bread in Walmart, or do you want them to be doing Fent?
Yeah, and then somebody I think mistook what I said for like they should have no punishment at all or whatever. And I said, no, back when I was in high school, like if the cops would have found us like fucking vandalizing a house, they would have driven us home to our parents, and then our parents would ground us, and like that's what would happen. You wouldn't go to jail, you wouldn't get charged with a crime. Yeah, we all got in trouble all the time, but it wasn't fucking jail time for throwing bread in a Walmart.
Yeah, or like the Walmart GM might be like, "Oh, you're banned for a month," or something funny, and then you can pull it up and go like, "Oh yeah, my picture's on the Walmart, ha ha ha," like something funny like that. You don't need to go to fucking juvie for throwing bread.
Yeah, I mentioned that too. Like, oh, we would just get the lifetime. I put in quotes the lifetime ban from Walmart, which just means 6 months until their employees change out and they forget about you.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like I remember this kid Jake. He was one of the older kids in the band. He kicked a basketball and up into the ceiling and broke one of the whole light fixtures in there. And yeah, he got the lifetime.
The ceiling is fucking high.
Yeah, he got the lifetime ban. He waited a few months and he just goes back, he still lives in town, goes to Walmart. Like, I was like, yeah, that's how it was. Like,
That's funny.
somebody tried to be like, how would you feel if some kids came into your house or came into your store and started, throwing stuff around? And I said, well, first of all, I didn't mention breaking and entering into homes, so I'll
Yeah,
disregard that. But two, I said, if I worked at Walmart and I saw some kids throwing a loaf of bread and like, yeah, I broke a jar of pickles or something, I would, I'd get my manager to kick the kids out and I'd fucking clean up the pickles and complain about it under my breath and be like, damn kids, like that's the cycle of life.
exactly.
You're a teenager, you throw a loaf of bread in Walmart, and then you're 35, you go to Walmart, you get hit in the head with a loaf of bread by a teenager, and you say, oh, those damn kids, and then you fucking move on with your life.
Yeah, it's crazy how sensitive some people are and become like wild Walmart defenders. Like Walmart is the thing you're gonna die on. Like they can't do that at my local Walmart. Like, why do you care?
Yeah, there was a bunch of people that were just like, no, this isn't normal. And then it was dudes. I'm pretty sure these were guys. Like I saw a guy, male names in the comments. They were doing the woman thing where when
Oh Jesus, pardon me.
they generally this thing and they go, well, I never did that. So basically, like I said, generally kids go out and cause, they're a nuisance. They like to be public enemy number one, especially small town kids.
Yeah, definitely.
Some guys were commenting like, well, I never wanted to destroy anything when I was a kid. I was like, okay, so you're a fucking woman and you don't talking in generalities because that's what girls do when you say like
Exactly. Yeah.
generally most men are stronger than women on all those dating shows. They go, well, I know a guy and I'm stronger than him. And it's like, okay, brother, but we're talking about
Yeah,
fucking
and the dude has
generalities.
Down syndrome or something. Oh, I'm stronger than him though. Like, what the fuck,
Yeah,
dude?
you're talking about some retarded guy.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I always see videos of like middle-aged dudes like living in nice neighborhoods who will get mad at kids for like riding their skateboards or riding their bikes. Like, typical like kid shit. And then they'll be getting mad in persons like oh like male Karens. And people were always in the comments like this is why kids don't go outside anymore. And I think this is another good example of like why all like young dudes are so fucking depressed and weird now. It's because they're not allowed to do funny shit like throw loaves of bread in Walmart. Like I did shit like that when I was a kid. I TP'd houses and all that kind of stuff. It's just what you do when you're younger.
Yeah. And I think there are supposed to be like the grumpy guys that don't like kids skating, but it's like there's like a line. Like they should just be
Yeah,
saying, again, those damn kids. They shouldn't be like,
exactly.
or sometimes they even do call the cops, but they generally just want the kids removed. They just want the cops to take the kids home. But when
Yeah.
you go online and there's like people calling for the arrest, like you want the kids handcuffed and booked and charged with serious crimes for throwing bread. Like that just sounds fucking ridiculous.
No, it's funny how obsessed with I always say that the average person nowadays is way too obsessed with law and order for situations that have nothing to do with them. I think it's a
Yeah.
symptom of watching too many videos online. Like, oh, these kids need to be arrested. I'm like, dude, you don't even know what state this is in. Why do you care?
Somebody even commented and said, I'm a big Law and Order
Of course
guy.
they are.
I was like, oh yeah, I bet you are, brother. Like, what is the law against throwing bread in Walmart? First, like, I'm sure they would try to say, oh, disturbing the peace, which is such a
Yeah.
cop out.
Also, keep in mind these are minors we're talking about. Like these are probably like 14-year-olds throwing bread in Walmart. Oh, throw their ass in jail. Shut the
Yeah,
fuck up.
yeah, no, they were definitely teenagers, like 17 at the most. It
Yeah,
was fucking hilarious. They were just like launching bread over all the fucking aisles, and
that's awesome.
yeah, I'm sure maybe they broke a jar of pickles, or yeah, God forbid somebody got hit in the head with bread. Somebody
Yeah.
commented and was like, bricks? Yeah, I understand, but essentially they called it food pillows. Like you're getting mad at kids for throwing a fucking the pillow version of food. Like,
Yeah, like the softest food of all time. It reminds me of that one dude who throws the loaves of bread in people's carts.
that shit's
Yeah,
hilarious.
that guy's awesome. I like videos like that.
That's
Have
the
you
best shit.
have you ever seen the guy that he goes to like Lowe's or Home Depot? You know how Lowe's and Home Depot have those like tall ass like shelves?
Yeah.
He'll climb to the top and he'll be like, help, I can't get down. I can't get down. They have to use the fucking crane to go up there and get him.
Oh, that's hilarious.
That shit's funny. What's up, Fizz?
Yeah, what's up, Fizz? Yeah, no, kids just like cause trouble. And then a couple people did comment on my post and they shared like one kid was like, oh yeah, one time when we were in high school, the bread delivery truck showed up and
Yeah.
we opened that. He said it was like late at night and somebody
Mm.
parked, I guess they parked the bread delivery truck out in the back of a grocery store. You see, we probably stole like 300 loaves of bread and we just dumped it all over this teacher's lawn.
Dude, that's
Like, that's
classic.
awesome. He said they got caught though, and their punishment
Ah,
was they stayed there till 3 in the morning cleaning it up. I was like,
um,
yeah, see that's perfectly fine. You get
yeah,
caught, you do your due consequence. You don't spend time in fucking jail for breading a
exactly.
teacher's
Yeah,
lawn.
yeah, for a little prank.
Yeah. There was another one. Some guy talked about how him and his friends would drive around knocking over trash cans. Because I mentioned that example because that was pretty much like our weekly thing. If we were in Miles's Mustang, we were usually running over. We were usually hitting trash cans.
Yeah.
And then I was like, dude, if I was an adult, or I am an adult, if a kid ran over, hit my trash can, I'd say, oh god, those damn kids. I'd clean it up
Yeah.
and kind of mutter to myself and complain about it. And then you go on about your day. I don't need to see kids
Facts,
thrown in
yeah.
fucking jail because they knocked over a trash can.
Yeah, it's like doorbell ditching. Like, everyone did that shit back in the day, but nowadays you do that and someone's gonna walk out with the fucking gun. I think people are just very unhinged now.
Yeah. I think they have been walking out with guns too, like in the 80s. But Fizz, no, I was terrible even going on the Discord this week at all. I'll check it. I'll check it when we're done on here, even though it'll be too late. But I do have topics for tonight.
Yeah, we're set for tonight. Oh,
But
yeah.
I think the gun used to be just more to like scare them.
Yeah.
Maybe you were shooting in the air, but nowadays, like somebody commented and said, "Oh, okay, what if somebody retaliates? What then?" And I'm like, "You're gonna beat up kids for throwing bread? Is that what you're saying?"
Yeah, no, people were crazy. I saw a crazy ass video of these two dudes like cut each other off on the highway, and then one of the guys pulls out a gun while he's driving, shoots at the guy's car, and accidentally kills the guy's kid that was sitting in the back seat. And the cop pulls up, he's like, "Yeah, I did it. I didn't know he had a kid in the car. I was trying to kill him." I was just like, "What the fuck is wrong with people these days, man? Fucking super unhinged."
All right. Do you want to start with the two first topics, or do you want to start with Dragon Ball GT? Which one first?
Whatever you prefer. Your stream, man.
All right, fuck it. Let's do the two main topics first
Chill.
today, and then we'll pull up the GT episodes. Mostly just because Fizz mentioned the Rob Reiner thing. I'm assuming you heard about the Rob Reiner thing.
I did, yeah. His son killed him or something, right?
Yeah. Hold on. I do have. Where the fuck are my captions? Oh, here we go. I am lightly prepared. There.
Rip Rob Reiner.
Yeah, his drug addict son like killed him and his wife.
Jeez.
Of course, the first thing I thought was if it's drugs, and of course I looked up what drug his son was on, but apparently his son has said meth and or heroin.
And or damn.
So it sounds like there would be two possibilities. One, he was on meth, they got into a fight, and he pulled a Tex Watson and went crazy with the knife. Or two, he was withdrawing from heroin and his parents wouldn't give him money. So he freaked out because that's when heroin addicts will kill people, is when they're withdrawing and they do drastic shit to get money.
Out of
And
desperation.
someone stands in their way of the money. But that would require like, he killed them and then took some money out of their wallet and then met a dealer really quick. So I would imagine it was because there's not a lot of story, but if a story comes out that the police picked him up at a dealer's house, then yeah, that's probably what happened. But if there's no story about that, then he probably just went on a fucking meth binge or, got all crazy on meth and shit.
Yeah, so hypothetically speaking, like say it was like he was desperate to get heroin and his parents stood in his way. After he got the money, got his high, would he come down from the high and regret what he did to get it? Like, do addicts feel that way?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, shit. I was wondering.
I mean, he would regret what he did when he was high. You start thinking it's weird with heroin. You think more clearly when you're.
Oh,
you don't even call it high. You call it well. Like you get well. You get so sick that you start thinking not clearly. That's like when dudes will go rob a liquor store, and then they'll go get their shit, and then they get well, and then you start thinking. Like the problem with heroin addicts is never, unless you're like very new, then you're like nodding off when you're doing shit. But like experience, like seasoned, you've been doing it for like a year. You've got a high tolerance. The problem is not when you're high. The problem is when you don't have it. That's when you're like showing up late to Thanksgiving dinner because you got to wait around for dealers and take care of this shit. You start pawning stuff and you start stealing money. Yeah, the problem is when you're sick. So he would get sick, kill his parents, take their money, and then he would get high and be like, "Oh fuck, what did I do?"
Yeah, like, he'll come to realize that he made a fucking mistake. I assume the lady was like his stepmom, not his real mom.
I don't know. I thought they were both his parents, but I wasn't sure.
Oh shit, okay.
Never done any. Yeah, if you've never done any hard drug, I would just say don't touch them. If you're already on hard drugs and your life is already falling apart, I say don't bother quitting. It's not going to make anything better. But if you've never done anything,
don't bother quitting.
Yeah, if you never started, don't start. Yeah, it says his parents are Rob Reiner and Michelle Reiner, but I don't know. Is that his stepmom? I don't know. I thought they were both his parents. I guess
Oh,
I don't
I
know.
don't know, just because of the way you worded it, you said, Rob Reiner and his wife, so I thought, like, oh, is it like a new wife?
Oh no, I just meant because I don't think his wife is she famous? I don't
Yeah.
think she's famous. I
Yeah,
think
true that, yeah, right on.
I guess she might be. I know he made Stand By Me, which I just watched for the first time a few months ago.
Was it good?
Yeah, it was pretty good. It was one of those 80s movies that takes place in the 50s because everybody in the 80s was obsessed with the 50s.
What do you think the generation that we're obsessed with is, like, currently?
Um, I don't know, early 2000s.
Mm,
Millennials were obsessed with the 90s when I was
yeah.
like 19, 20, 21.
Mm.
I see a lot of early 2000s stuff though going on, right? Like older brother core type shit.
Oh, yeah, with, like, the monster and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, true that.
But nowadays with the internet, there's no one thing.
Yeah, it's
There's
kinda
no
everything.
yeah, there's no they call it uniculture. There's no uniculture anymore. Everyone's
Mm.
algorithm. So like you see people that are obsessed with the 80s, 70s, the 90s, the 2000s. There's no in the 80s, like being into the 50s was cool. Like Stand By Me is a movie that takes place in the 50s. Back to the Future, they go back to the 50s.
Yeah.
I guess they say it was because conservatism was cool in the 80s, which is funny because people like the 80s was such like a party decade.
Yeah, do you think the party decade was just for the elite and then, like, the common man was more of a conservative dude?
No, I think everybody partied hard in the 80s, but I
Oh,
think there
okay.
is something to be said about the fact that like you can be into conservative shit and like still party. It's
Totally, yeah.
funny. It's funny, like there are people who will tell you that like, oh, the 80s was so oppressive. I've literally heard people say the 80s were an oppressive time and it was hard to be gay. And I'm like, brother, have you
In
ever
the
watched a music video from the 80s? You're talking about it was hard to be gay in the 80s.
yeah.
But it's just because Ronald Reagan was president and now it's cool to say that every Republican was a dictator.
Yeah, Ronnie Reagan.
But and it's like, no, Ronald Reagan wasn't. I'm not saying he was like a fucking perfect president, but he obviously wasn't. Like the 80s is looked back on as one of the greatest decades.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like a pretty good time to me.
But it's funny, the same people will tell you, like I said, those documentaries that I have about 80s horror In Search of Darkness. There's 3 documentaries, and all of them are like 4 to 5 hours long.
Yeah.
And for the entire run of all 3 of those documentaries, for 4 to 5 hours, they're talking about how great the 80s was, how great all the movies was, how great the artists were, MTV,
Yeah.
the music. Then there's one like 15-minute segment in the 3rd one, and they talk about how dark and oppressive the 80s were. And I'm like,
What?
how you gonna do a 15-minute segment about how oppressive the 80s were, surrounded by 20 hours of how fantastic and glowing and
That reminds
artistic?
me of that bullshit in high school when, when your teacher makes you write an essay and you have to, like, acknowledge the counter argument in, like, a couple sentences at the
Yeah,
end. That
yeah,
reminds me of that shit, like, I guess we have to acknowledge the counter argument real quick.
yeah, dude. 80s is like Queen, like Freddie Mercury was making that shit cool. You had Boy George running around like
Yeah.
I know they like to blame AIDS on Ronald Reagan. AIDS was everybody's fault. Like there were people on both sides fucking up. There were like hospitals in Los Angeles that didn't want to appear discriminatory, so they were taking blood donations from like
Dude,
homeless.
I've heard about that shit.
Yeah, they didn't want to appear discriminatory, so homeless junkies would come in to sell their blood for drug money,
Yeah.
and they would have AIDS. And the LA hospitals would just say, "Well, yep, we're not even going to ask you about your lifestyle because we accept everybody." And then they're spreading AIDS to everybody through blood transfusions.
Jeez.
And those are obviously left-wing hospitals, we don't want to discriminate against the homeless drug addict with scabs all over his face, so we're not even going to ask questions. Yeah, it was everybody's fucking fault. The
Facts.
AIDS was
It's
a
like
thing.
Magic Man, except he don't really got AIDS. But that is neither here nor
Yeah.
there.
Every comedian in the 80s and 90s did a gay voice? What comedians? I'm not saying I don't believe you, I can't think of any. But yeah, in the 80s, like, pop culture was obsessed with, 1950s because Ronald Reagan kinda pushed, "Oh, we're gonna go back to traditional values," but
Yeah, the Make America Great Again shit was kind of like his thing back in the day.
yeah, he was big on, "We're gonna go back to traditional Christian we're a Christian country," which, yeah, I think it's funny it just goes to show that, dude, we can have, like, a Christian conservative country and still party fucking hard, like, everything can still be fun.
God, I wish.
I mean, look at California. California was
Yeah.
governed specifically by Republicans all the way up until, like, the '90s, and
Yeah.
everyone looks back so fondly on, like, '60s California. I mean, the worst thing that ever happened was the Manson case, and that was one fucking thing out of
Facts, yeah.
Oh, no, there was, like, Richard Ramirez and shit, but he was Mexican, so they would say you're racist if you called him a bad dude until he started killing people. But, yeah, no, like, we can coexist, like, it's
Yeah.
possible. Like, you can be conservative and, like, have fun, and, like, they can be around and still
Mm,
have fun. That
I
has nothing
actually
to do
think
with
conservatism being the dominant culture is better for your society because even like a bad order is better than complete no order, which is what I think we're in now. Like everyone's, it's kind of feels like a free for all nowadays.
well, I think it creates a good push in, like, a yin and yang.
Yeah, no,
So, like, in
totally.
California, Ronald Reagan was governor, but then, like, I'm sure all the mayors were very progressive, so it creates a good, like, push and pull.
Yeah,
Or like in the '80s, everybody was doing drugs and partying and they were gay, but then Ronald Reagan was the conservative president, so it's kinda like a good push and pull, like a
yeah. The top of the line cares about order and control, which is not like a bad thing for the leader of a country.
yeah, and then the people lower push like within reason,
Yeah,
reasonably.
true.
But yeah,
Within
no.
reason is the key on that one. I agree with that.
Yeah, just everyone in the '80s was like super into like the '50s, and which is almost kind of funny. Rob Reiner nowadays is like a super hardcore, or he was. Um, People are already arguing like politics on Twitter, like seconds after the guy dies. But he was like a left wing guy, but back in the '80s, he was making movies like again, like Stand by Me that take place in the '50s. That
Mm.
I'm sure some people could try to. I don't know. I'm sure some people would try to find the politics of Stand by Me, but that's not something that I think about when I watch a movie like
Because I'm
Stand
not a
by Me.
Republican, man. I would never vote for the party of Israel. But they're both the party of Israel, so I don't even vote, man. I can't lie.
Ronald Reagan, I think, was like a cool character in the same way that I think George Bush saying, "Well, now watch this drive" is
I
like a
watched
cool
this draft.
character.
I have heard that people think that in hindsight that George Bush Sr. was a dumbass.
I'm pretty sure the whole Bush family is looked at as
Yeah, I say
dumbasses.
that W's kind of dumbass too. Watch this draft.
At least W was funny.
Yeah. Well, he's got that stupid ass voice too.
Yeah, he was funny in like a quirky way. Like I look back fondly at W. I mean, you're not supposed to. I mean, he literally lied us into 9/11, but
Yeah,
he,
he did lie us into the Middle East.
he is the president of my childhood. So I look back like nostalgically, the president dodging shoes on the TV screen and shit.
Yeah, fucking pipe and drive down the fairway.
But yeah, yeah, I don't know, that weird, I guess, like, dichotomy of the 1980s. Yeah, we don't have that anymore. There's, like, no conservatism in pop culture, which I've talked about before. That's why there's no Marilyn Mansons today, because there's nothing to push against. It's just a fucking free for all.
Yeah, facts. I think anything that tries to you've mentioned this before too. Excuse me, but anything that tries to like push back against the fake oppression that they think they faced, it just looks so fucking corny and lame. It's like, what oppression, bro?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about?
It's like, bro, you own the pop culture.
Yeah, like there's literally there's no yin and yang no more. Like it is just like you're either like a typical like liberal Democrat or you're like completely ostracized.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I think is funny about when anyone in, like, pop culture now, yeah, tries to do rebellious shit. It's like, what are you rebelling against? Like, you have the most Amazon Prime ass opinion that, like, I've ever heard, and
Yeah,
you're not rebelling against anything. Like nobody takes conservatives seriously. Like, yeah, Ben Shapiro is going to talk about you in a video. It's going to be
it should
laughed
be
at for
both.
5 minutes, and then we'll move on. Like you're not fighting against anything, but they continue to act like they are like fighting the power. And it's like, bro, you are the power. You have become the system.
No, exactly. Well, it's hilarious too because all their opinions are just like pulled straight from TikTok. The same TikTok that
Yeah,
everyone uses. I'm like, dude, you do realize like you're completely aligned with the algorithm, which is the mainstream culture at the end of the day.
yeah, yeah. Now there's people arguing politics about Rob Reiner. Donald Trump tweeted like it was a shitty move. Like
What he said.
his tweet was fucking retarded. Even, like, people, that like him are like, "Okay, yeah, that was fucking retarded, like, that was bad."
Yeah.
Um, so then that turns into hold on, I got the next caption. Mick Foley quits.
Oh, I saw this shit. So stupid, dude.
So people are pointing out correctly, like, "Bro, Mick, you had no problem with the Ring Boy scandal, Vince McMahon raping Rita Chatterton. You had no
Yeah.
problem with them covering up the murder of Jimmy Snuka's wife, your girlfriend. You have no." But Donald Trump tweets something mean, and oh my god, I gotta leave. I also love how Mick Foley tweeted, I'm leaving until Donald Trump is no longer in office. So as soon as his term's
What?
over, he's gonna go back to the same people that supported him? Like,
That's stupid. You know what it probably is? I'm sure it's about to come out that he did some shit.
Mick Foley?
Yeah. Because it just makes no sense. Why would he leave?
It just seems so performative. Everyone's pointing that out, that it seems incredibly performative.
Because I either think something will come out about him, or you're right, it's performative, and all like the neckbeard wrestling fans will support him more at conventions and shit. Because I was like, why would you give up your WWE Legends contract like that? Unless he thinks the neckbeard fans will actually support him more
That's
for
what I
doing
think it
shit
is.
like this. Yeah.
He has been performative ever since Trump came around.
Yeah, which makes no fucking sense, dude. Like, I don't know. I guess I don't know these people at all, so I can't say. But I'm like, why Mick Foley of all people? You're right, because he didn't care about this kind of shit back in the day, dude. Trump was at a fucking WrestleMania that I'm sure Mick Foley was also at. What was
It
that,
was
23?
WrestleMania 22.
22, yeah.
It wasn't 22, I don't
It was
think.
23, right? Where they shaved Trump's head or whatever, Bobby Lashley and shit.
Yeah. And, yeah, I don't know if Mick Foley was there or not. Mick Foley, he's met him. Like, I'm pretty sure he's like, I've met him backstage at WWE events. They might have gone into the Hall of Fame in the same class. I don't remember what it was, but yeah, no, they've met each other, and I'm sure Mick had no problem with him then.
Yeah. Well, also, dude, I think people give Trump way too much credit on whether you like him or not. Dude, he's not doing anything anymore behind the scenes, I'm sure. What is he, 80 years old?
Yeah. Yeah,
Dude,
he's
like,
like
come on.
78 or 79.
Dude, 80 years old is great grandpa age. Like, there's no way he's this super evil super villain that they talk about him like, dude. He's old as shit.
That's what I was saying. Like, bro, I don't like him, but I don't think he's a fucking Nazi.
Yeah, he's just a dude. I'm sure behind the scenes he just fucking chills at his house and plays golf all day.
It's actually comical to call him a Nazi when he's the guy who's like super down to give money to Israel. Like,
Oh,
people,
facts. I saw they just signed some new shit by the Senate. It was like $12 billion or something like that, and then an extra 800 mil for all Ukraine or something.
yeah. Yeah, I got into there was a big beef on Shudder, the horror movie streaming service, Shudder.
Yeah.
There's a show called The Last Drive-In with Joe Bob Briggs.
You
And it's
mentioned
just
it before, yeah.
Yeah, they show horror movies, and it's hosted by Joe Bob Briggs, who used to host movie shows on like TNT in the early 2000s.
Oh, that's cool. I actually like that.
They show 2 movies per episode, and then like Joe Bob, they take breaks and he talks about them and stuff.
Yeah.
So they did their annual Christmas special, and every year for the Christmas special, they do a big charity where they auction off items and then they donate the money to certain charities.
Yeah.
So this year, Joe Bob gave money specifically to charities that had their federal funding cut. So like Meals on Wheels had funding cut,
Mm.
Catholic Relief Services,
Mm.
something for animals, something for women, something for AIDS,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
So this happens, and there's a couple of Facebook groups for the Joe Bob Briggs show, but there's one main one that Joe Bob Briggs is like actually his page is like an admin on.
Yeah.
He doesn't use the page, but it's just the most official one, so it's the biggest one. There's like 40,000 people or something.
Mm.
One person posted and said, "Oh, this is super woke," because he was, giving money to charities that had federal funding cut, and he was talking shit about government cutting funding from like humanitarian
Yeah.
aids. He wasn't going into detail. He was just saying, it's fucked up that government is cutting funding for things like Meals on Wheels that just delivers food to old people.
Yeah.
Well, right under that post where the guy said this is super woke, that same guy commented and said, and that's a good thing. Like he was being supportive of it and kind of jokingly calling it woke.
Sure.
So this turns into like dozens of people start posting, oh, look at all the triggered MAGA people that think this is woke. Look how triggered everybody is. And this turns into a whole like outright like political war. And it's fucking pathetic that you can't go to a
Yeah.
Joe Bob Briggs Facebook group and like talk about, not this stuff. And I posted something. So Chris Jericho and Rhonda Shear, who are both very well-known Trump supporters. Jericho's donated money. His wife stormed the Capitol.
Yeah.
Rhonda Shear, she's another late-night horror host from the early 2000s back in the day. She started the Trumpettes, which is like a high-profile women that support Trump group.
That's
And
hilarious.
they're both very good friends with Darcy the Mail Girl and Joe Bob Briggs. They've been on the show. So it's
Yeah.
actually funny. People in the Facebook group will tell you MAGA people are not welcome here. We don't like them. But MAGA people are welcome on the show. that the
Yeah.
Facebook group is based on,
Yeah,
which goes to
right.
show that, dude, these celebrities are way more moderate than these people think they are. Like
Oh, dude, definitely.
Darcy was just on Chris Jericho's podcast this last Halloween. They do a yearly episode, so it's
Mm.
all these people in there crying about, oh, if you're a MAGA. So I posted something. I posted a picture of Chris Jericho on the show and just said, hey, look, like these guys are cool. You guys can all be cool. Like it's no big deal.
Yeah.
A lot of people were like, yeah, for sure. There was one guy in there that was like, no, Chris Jericho's a fascist, and this is why, and that's why. And I just said, brother, no, he's not. I just said, I don't like
Yeah.
any of the sides. I think they're all evil. I said, bro, both sides pull like every administration increases and decreases and pulls funding and moves stuff around. Like that's how it works. Like
Yeah, just how it
nobody
goes.
actually pulled money from Meals on Wheels because of like wahaha fuck the old people reasons. Like it might
Yeah.
be reasons you disagree with, or probably reasons I disagree with, but it's not literally just because evil. That's not the answer there.
Yeah, it's
But
not because
basically,
evil. Maybe they don't care, which you could say, like, oh, it's not cool, that they want to give the money to Israel instead. But yeah, at the
yeah,
end of the day, it is what it is.
yeah. So then I just pointed out, I'm like, dude, the left gives just as much money to Israel. Like
Yup,
Obama is
exactly.
like was drone striking American citizens and like deporting motherfuckers. And I basically was just trying to explain like, yeah, this is why I don't like either side and why I can get along with anybody. And this dude got like all straight up like Ben Shapiro debate mode and was like,
Dude.
you don't know anything and blah blah blah. And I was like, brother, I'm not politically debating you in the
Yeah,
Joe
on
Bob
Facebook.
Briggs Facebook group. It's fucking ridiculous. And
People are too bored.
it is honestly hilarious that yeah, people in that Facebook group will tell you, right wingers are not welcome here. They're Nazis. They're not allowed here, but they're very welcomed on the show that the Facebook group is based on, though. Like the hosts are cool with them, but the supporters are not. And the supporters, their favorite thing to do is to tell you, "Oh, Joe Bob would hate you in real life." It's like, brother,
Oh
you
my
don't know
god.
him, dude. Like,
Yeah.
stop.
Oh, dude, that leads me into another random ass topic. I hate when people are super casual with like famous people that they know about and they act like they know. A
Oh
lot
yeah,
of a lot of Dragon Ball fans will talk about like Akira Toriyama and they're like, "Oh, actually Akira didn't like Vegeta very much." I'm like, "Why are you calling him by his first name? Like you fucking know him. Like you don't fucking know him." It's just very weird to me, but that's neither here nor there.
Well, I think people do this weird shit where they like project their opinions onto celebrities, especially when it comes to politics. It's like
Yeah,
I
facts.
think it's an insecurity. I'm like, you're clearly too insecure about your own beliefs that you're trying to pull this celebrity into the boat with you to bolster your opinions. Like,
Yeah.
oh, Joe Bob Briggs would agree with me, actually, not you. And it's like,
Yeah, it's facts. They know that their beliefs are built off of virtue signaling, so it makes them feel better when they pull the celebrity into it. Like, oh well, they agree, so I gotta have some kind of pull on this opinion. It's fucking stupid.
yeah, it's like, dude, for all you know, this celebrity could be fucking a 9-year-old at home right now. Like
Jesus, I mean, pardon me, but yeah, possibly.
yeah, like you literally you see them on TV, you see them 2 hours a month on a streaming service, and
Yeah,
you see them tweet, which by the way, they don't actually run their own Twitter account as a fucking 70-something-year-old man.
yeah, facts.
You meet them at conventions where they sign an autograph for 15 seconds, you get the fuck out of the way. You don't know this person. Don't tell people that this person would hate you when this person again is friends with Chris Jericho and Rhonda Shear and is friends with like right-wing people. Like,
Yeah, well, and to call Chris Jericho a fascist and all that is beyond me. That's insanity. Chris Jericho, really?
yeah, no, this
The
person was
evil
saying
fascist Chris Jericho.
Chris Jericho is a fascist because he gave $3,000 to Trump in
Yeah,
2020.
maybe he put Shelton Benjamin in the walls of Jericho one time a little too hard. Like, oh, yep, racist. That guy's a
Yeah.
fascist.
Yeah, parasocial relationship. People have weird relationships
Uh,
with celebrities online. And
That's
yeah,
because they're lonely fucking losers in real life who only care about looking cool to fat women.
especially horror fans.
Yeah,
Like horror has been bit incredibly hard by that fucking bug of like and they'll tell you it's funny. So then there are people in the group who will say, can we leave our politics out of this when we come to the Facebook group? Can we just have this
yeah.
one tiny little corner of the internet to talk about horror movies? And they'll say, "Oh, horror is inherently political.
Ah,
Every single thing about horror is political." And then what's funny is in another comment section, they'll go over and they'll say, somebody will say, "Can we not talk about politics?" And somebody will say, "It's not politics, it's morals. We're talking about morality." And I'm like, "I thought you just said everything was political. Now you're saying
Here
it's not politics, it's
here comes
morals."
the it's human rights actually is what they're gonna
Yeah, and they
say.
believe in moral relativism, and they can't define what human rights are too, of course.
Dude, it's horrible. Dude, you're totally right though. Like really, every space on the internet is fucking infected with political bullshit. It's ridiculous.
When it comes to horror movies too, it's the most disingenuous argument because what they'll typically say is like they'll bring up They Live, which is a movie by John Carpenter from the 80s. And John Carpenter is super left wing and he hates Trump. But
Sure.
this movie, I think it's from 89. Rowdy Piper is actually in it.
Oh, really? That's tight.
It's a movie where Rowdy Piper finds a pair of sunglasses, and when he puts them on, he can look at like a Nike billboard and it will say, buy, spend money. Like he sees the what's the word?
Subliminal messaging.
Yes, he sees the
Yeah.
subliminal messaging in advertising.
Yeah.
So it's a criticism on unrestrained capitalism.
Oh, I mean, that's at least interesting.
So, but what's disingenuous is they'll say, "Oh, horror is political. How are you going to watch They Live and not talk about politics?" And it's like, okay, we can talk about They Live and John Carpenter's politics without talking about Donald Trump's immigration.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
that's what they want to talk about. They want to talk about Donald Trump. That's what they actually want to talk about. They want to talk about MAGA and call people Nazis. And
yeah,
it's like, no, dude, if you want to say horror is political, that's fine. We can talk about the gas crisis in the 70s in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. We can talk about John Carpenter's opinion on capitalism and They Live. And we don't have to talk about Donald Trump's immigration policy, but that's what you actually want to talk about. You want
yeah.
to pull up these 80s movies and use them as an excuse to bring up Donald Trump and how his supporters are Nazis.
Yeah, they're looking for like a sneak attack entrance to get into what they really want to talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
And
I actually like it when like media has like political messages kind of like slipped in. Like Final Fantasy VII is a good one to me. How it's kind of like a like a fossil fuel, anti-fossil fuel based story with like Shinra being the evil corporation. I think that's cool. But if you turned it into like this Shinra is just like Donald Trump's conservative party, then I would be like, okay, that's stupid.
I also thought Final Fantasy VII was about monopolies too.
It is, yeah.
But yeah, no, it's just the idea that all horror is political. I'm like, brother, explain to me the politics of killer clowns from outer space, because there's none.
Yeah.
And
Jason
if you
going to
Google it,
space.
it will tell you that there's none. But people will legitimately, I've seen people try to argue these things. What they'll say is, well, it's the creation of the art. It becomes so one guy on TikTok literally told me if a little girl in America draws a picture on a piece of paper with a pencil and a little girl in China draws the same, it's political because of the, and I'm like, brother, I'm talking about the art. I'm talking about if I walk into a room and I see the
Yeah.
banana duct tape against the white wall for 10 seconds, there's no words, no description, no story
Yeah.
about the artist. And then I walk out of the room and all I have are my thoughts. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the creation of the art, but of course, people will get into, like, I've told somebody House of a Thousand Corpses by Rob Zombie, and they go, "Oh, well, you see, the bad guys live in this rundown house in the back roads of Texas, so that's a commentary on the economy of where they're living." And I'm like, brother, you sound like a fucking faggot. You sound like
Yeah.
a fucking retard, to be honest.
No, facts. What's up, Annie?
Annie's coming back on tomorrow, I think, again.
Dude, hell yeah. I was gonna say I actually really like the trio of you and Annie and Johnny. No fucking way. Annie, that's goated. That's a great book.
She doesn't like it though.
Oh, I didn't get to that point in the comment. How do you not like it? You have no taste. I take back what I said. That's crazy. That's what I get for only commenting on the first half of her comment, bro.
I read Brave New World.
Yeah, and I couldn't get into it. No, dude, you gotta wait, man. It gets better.
No, she finished it, I think.
No, she said I just couldn't get into it. Meaning, like, I think she started reading it and couldn't
No, I
get
think
into
she's
it.
saying she finished it, but she didn't like it.
Oh shit! I'm shocked that she didn't like it. It's a good one.
I don't
Maybe
know. I guess we'll see. I'm sure she'll say.
maybe Annie hasn't hit the level of doomer that I have to enough to enjoy it. Oh, I finished it, but it was okay. I preferred 1984. That's a reasonable take. I won't hate on that.
But yeah, so Mick Foley, he's throwing a fit. He's being
Oh, Mick
performative.
Foley sounds like a pussy.
So this turned into Jim Cornette came out and tweeted
Oh no.
and said, He said Mick Foley is now his favorite. He fucking loves Mick Foley. Mick Foley's the best.
I bet Mick Foley's gonna fuck his wife next week.
So Jim Cornette's kind of getting ruined on conservative Twitter now. I don't think he knows what he got into.
Yeah.
There's this guy named Jack Posobiec who I'm not familiar with, but I know like his name. Like he's a a conservative guy on Twitter.
Oh, not wrestling related or not?
Nah.
Gotcha. Just
that's what I'm saying. Jim Cornette is getting in beef with people that are like Jim Cornette rules in the wrestling world, but he's not familiar with like political beef Twitter, I don't think.
Yeah, probably not. He's older too, so.
So this guy comes out and basically retweets, Jim Cornette tweeted, I love Mick Foley. I wish all the boys had the backbone that he had.
Yeah.
Jack Posobiec tweeted, Mick Foley is known for taking more hits to the head than any pro wrestler. Mick Foley is also the most pro-liberal pro wrestler. Draw your own conclusions. So then Jim Cornette tweeted and said, my conclusion is that he's smarter than you and your entire weirdo fascist cult and has principles. Imagine how damaged your brains must be to still believe the depth of depravity and bullshit you have mirrored yourself in. So this Jack Posobiec guy responded with an old tweet or an old video of Jim Cornette saying the N-word over and over again. And then Jack Posobiec tweeted, dude, it gets bad. Jack Posobiec tweeted again, hey, corny, quick question. How many times did you watch while beautiful Bobby and sweet Stan ran the Midnight Express on your wife, Janice?
People dude.
Tell me that you used to let your boy Batista get in there too, and that's a shoot, not a work.
That's a shoot, not a work.
So then Jack again tweets, Vince McMahon used to mock Jim Cornette for never working out a day in his life. And then he quoted Vince McMahon. I guess there's a quote where Vince says, those foam mattresses? That's what it'd feel like when you touch corny.
Ooh.
So then again, Jack Posobiec tweeted and said, come to Amfest this weekend to Jim Cornette and let's do this on stage. I'll even pay for your ticket since you've been broke since the 90s.
Damn.
And Jim Cornette has not responded to any of this. So I think Jim Cornette said something to a political beef guy on Twitter and didn't realize that this guy was going to like go in hard on him.
Yeah, hopefully he talks about on stream. He talks about with his co-host. I did not think he talked to me like that.
I'm sure he will talk about it, but he'll be on stream where he can,
Yeah, kind of moderate his own conversation. That's crazy. I didn't know Batista also fucked his wife. That's wild.
Did you hear about, Jim Cornette that used to have their thumbnail artist guy and they fired him for his politics, basically?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it kind of happened recently. They had a one guy that did all their thumbnails for the YouTube channel. And he started tweeting about how COVID was bullshit and the vaccine is bullshit and Joe Biden let in a bunch of immigrants. And Jim Cornette fired him. And then tried to do a live stream and say, this has nothing to do with politics. We believe anybody can say whatever they want. And then Jim Cornette spent like the next 10 minutes roasting his politics. And people are like, bro, you totally fired him for his politics. Like that's...
Yeah, at least be straight up about it.
That's what people are saying. People are like, bro, we know what your politics... Or Jim... I don't think Jim Cornette actually knows what his politics
Yeah, you mentioned that before. You think he's confused.
Yeah, I think he thinks he's a left-winger.
Yeah.
We talked about it a little bit. What do you think about it, though?
Yeah, Andy, what do you think about Rob Reiner?
To me, the only two theories are his son was either on a meth bender and killed him, going crazy, or he was withdrawing from heroin, and his dad wouldn't give him money, so he killed him. It's one of those two.
That's wild. I'm sure especially when you're like a rich dude's son like that, too, it probably turns up the desperation because he knows his dad has the money.
Yeah, it's like, bro, I know you got $20 in your wallet right now.
Yeah, right. I know you could spot me.
And that is something that heroin addicts think about because they take that as like a personal slight if you like are dying basically.
I could see that, yeah, because like, oh, you won't do this for me. Like I thought you cared about me. That kind of shit.
Yeah.
Ah, shit.
So, dude, I feel like I'm dying right now, and you won't pull out $100 when you're a fucking multimillionaire to help me right now.
Dude, I don't know how you did that shit for so long. Everything I hear about it just sounds like the worst time of all time.
It is the worst time of all time. Or Fizz's option. Both. Fizz, you think it was both? Yeah, it could be both. I've heard people will smoke meth to try to fight heroin withdrawals.
Oh, like turn them back up?
Well, I just need to do anything. Like when I used to withdraw, I used to smoke pot, which is a terrible idea. It makes it feel worse, but you're just like so desperate to like, I need to smoke something. Just maybe anything will help. And I've heard that some people will get so fucked up on meth that, yeah, the heroin withdrawal won't be that bad.
Mm,
I don't know, I've never smoked meth, I can't do the
that's good.
I
Meth
don't
is
do
like the true trash ball drug in my brain.
it is trashier.
Yeah.
Heroin, people seem to be more scared of heroin, but meth is definitely trashier.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Heroin is definitely seen as scarier in like I'll say like the normie world. But yeah.
It's because the word has become scary, like, in pop culture.
Yeah.
But, and it is definitely, like, the most addicting, the withdrawals are like I said, with meth withdrawals, I've heard you just take a nap for a week.
Mm.
So I kinda have no respect for meth addicts, like, when they
You
talk about,
mentioned it before. They're
when
pussies.
yeah, when they talk about their day, I'm like, "Bro, take a fucking nap for 3 days, shut the fuck up."
Yeah, go to sleep.
The worst part is that realizing can't be normal, aka not having drugs in your system. Yeah, and that takes a while to realize too. You don't really realize that until you go through withdrawal for the first time.
Dude, that sounds
That
terrible.
that's kinda when it starts, is you don't realize you have a problem until, like, one day your dealer's not around, and then you start withdrawing, and you're like, "Oh, this is actually really bad now, like, I don't know what to do." And then you just kinda keep going.
Does that shit make you feel make your life feel like hella dramatic when you're gonna like you're gonna get sick soon? Does everything kind of like go in slow motion?
No, not slow motion,
Mm.
but it does yeah, things get ramped up.
Yeah, I feel like if you're in that state where like you're about to get sick and something's going wrong, I feel like there's like legit stakes on the line at that point.
Dude, some of the worst shit ever, so when you do heroin,
Yeah,
usually heroin is cut with people cut it to make it more, but with, like, using less. Like, if I get a pound of heroin,
yeah,
I'm gonna mix it with cut so that I can sell what am I trying to say? You dilute it with something else so that it looks like more physically.
yeah. It's ripping people off essentially. No.
Yes,
Yeah.
and also on top of that, the cut with heroin is sugar. People cook sugar, and it makes
Mm.
this brown. At least on the West Coast, where it's black tar, it makes a brown gooey substance, and you mix it with the heroin, and it looks like heroin.
Yeah.
So really good heroin, what it's supposed to smell like is vinegar. It's supposed to
Mm.
clear your sinuses when you smell it. Like, you open the bag and you go, "Oh shit," that's how you know it's good. But when you
Yeah.
smell it and it smells like cinnamon toast or, like, cotton candy,
Yeah.
it's bad. You got fucked over.
Yeah.
Usually there's a tiny bit of cut in there. That's just kind of how it's gonna be.
Mm.
Sometimes it does come from, like, "Oh, this might be too big. This might be too good. We don't want to kill people," so they put a little cut in
True.
it.
True. Yeah. Diluted for the potency.
But the worst case scenario is when you're fucking sick. None of your dealers are answering the phone. You're fucking dying. You're, like, hours into it. You only have $60 to your name.
Yeah.
Finally, a dealer answers. You fucking speed over there. You spend your last $60 on it, and you take that hit, and it's pure sugar. And you're like, "Fuck, dude." Like, that I remember that, like, very specifically. You taste the sugar, and you're like, "I'm fucked. Like, what am I gonna do?" Like, it's time to, like, make my girlfriend take her grandmother's jewelry to the pawn store time, like some shit like that. Like, this is
Dude.
it's like it's do or die time now, and you're also dying.
Did you
So
ever like crash the fuck out after getting a sweet hit while you've been sick?
oh, yeah.
What's the worst one?
Maybe just doing fat, like a really yeah, well, from what I've heard, there's no heroin anymore. I don't know about LA, and if you're Nick Reiner, maybe you can get real heroin, but,
Oh shit, we got new guy in the chat. We got Black Man Macho Flare Drip. Let's go.
that's
That's a sick
awesome, dude.
name. Oh
Black man, we are good. How you doing?
yeah.
I assume since you're Macho Man Flair Drip, if you want to talk more about Mick Foley, we can still get a little bit back into that. I don't know. What do you think about the Mick Foley deal?
Yeah, we swap back into wrestling.
But there's one specific example I remember. Well, there's two. There was one time I got it from a guy in Dixon that I knew, and I parked around the corner and I took a hit, and yeah, it was like shitty. I like punched the steering wheel. I was like, God, what am I gonna do? And then I
Yeah.
don't remember how we got out of it. Somebody might have fronted us later. Sometimes you explain your situation to another dealer, and they'll say, "Yeah,
Uh,
come through. I'll give you something."
oh, that's cool.
Um, and then there was one time we went to our guy, and this one might have been the worst because it was such a shock. We went to our guy in Galt, who always,
Golf,
always had it, and
beast. Yeah.
always had really good stuff. And there was one time we went there, and it was all our money, and we were sick, and yeah, it was shitty. And he was also some dealers are genuinely retarded,
Yeah.
and like they'll act like they don't know that it's bad. We were like, "Bro, this stuff sucks. It's full of cut. Like, what happened?" And he's like, "Oh, no, it's good to me." And we're like, "Bro, like, no, we know you know what good stuff is." Like, it was very strange, but dealers are all they're so arrogant that they won't admit that they got bad stuff.
Yeah.
That's usually what it is. So they'll just say, "No, I don't know what you're talking about. It's good." And we're like, "No, dude, like, we know you're also a junkie. Like, you know what's good and what's not good. Like, when you
Mhm.
like and we've known you for like, stop fucking with us." But he's just like, "Nope, it's good to me. I don't know what you guys are talking about." So then we had to go to a backup guy in Galt,
Mm.
and that was bad. Our backup guy in Galt, it was bad going to him. That was always fucking shady, and
Oh, is he like a shady ass fool?
it was weird because he was like a real nerdy looking kid, but weird stuff would happen when we went to him. Like one time we went to him, and he lived in like a real middle class Galt neighborhood. Like people, you did not want to go there because people would call the cops on you if they
Yeah,
saw a
like a
car.
regular neighborhood, yeah.
Yeah, they don't want to. They'll call the cops if they see a car they don't recognize. Black man, yeah, we know who Mick Foley is.
Of course.
I was assuming you wanted to talk about the Mick Foley thing because it's in our title, and your name does have macho flair. I guess that could just be a name that you thought of, but,
Macho Flair drip. Ric Flair.
nothing so shady like Galt, yeah. But yeah, weird stuff would happen. So we'd like go to his house. It was like 2 in the morning one time. We pull up, we park on the sidewalk, and he would always leave you outside for like an hour. And one time we were just sitting out in the car waiting for him sick. And
Yeah.
the car parks behind us, 2:30 in the morning, turns on its brights, literally right behind us, brights on.
Yeah.
It's like a scene, the opening scene from Zodiac when the Zodiac killer pulls up, and we're sitting there. It's like, dude, like 5 minutes. Me and my girlfriend are sitting there like, what? Like, I don't want to turn around and look at the guy. Like, what's the person doing? They're obviously looking at us. They have their brights on, parked right behind us at 2:30 in the
Yeah.
morning.
Yeah.
We're sitting there talking for like 5 minutes, and then the guy backs up and drives away. We're just like, dude, what the fuck?
That's wild.
And then one time we ran into there was some other guy in Galt that we didn't really like. He was like the probably the weirdest dude we met. And uh we ran into him there, but he was like he was so high when he left that I literally was able to like basically duck kind of like behind the door. It looked like out of a movie where somebody hides like right here on the doorway.
Oh, like right behind the door?
And then somebody walks through the door and they don't see you, but he didn't see me, and so
Like
it
a
worked
fucking
out.
stealth game?
I know that story. That guy got slapped on camera. He did nothing about it, and that's like not good for your aura, especially if you're trying to be like a racist dude on the internet, and you're talking about how we need to be tough and be white and take our country back, and then you get slapped and on camera and you do nothing about it. You walk away.
That's tough.
I'm sure it'll go away. I'm sure he'll because everything goes away on the internet nowadays. But now when you go look at his comments on Instagram, it's all people are doing gifs of like slaps from shows and stuff. Like everyone's making fun of him for it, but it'll go away eventually.
That is tough.
But there are some people that will never let it go down. I guess there was some convention in New York, like Nick Fuentes was there and Sneeko was there, and
Yeah.
this guy got slapped.
Damn.
But
Dude,
all
hearing
right.
these stories, Calamity Jane must have been like the greatest trooper of all time. Was she like scared out of her mind, or because she's like a small woman? No.
Well, at one point it turned into she was just as much of a junkie as I was. Like,
Yeah, true.
what's his real name? Hayden McDougal, I believe is his name.
Oh shit. Black man macho flare drip. That's cool. Yeah, let us know what you think. That's funny. He thought we were streaming at NXT.
Oh no, we don't actually stream.
No, we just talk about it.
Yeah, no, and we don't even always talk about wrestling. Just wrestling news when it comes up. Sometimes, yeah, we do talk about it.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've noticed by now. I'm usually a bit trashier than like wrestling, but yeah, we did talk about the McFoley thing. I'm sure people's opinion on the McFoley thing probably just completely depends on their politics,
Yeah.
which I think is lame because I don't think either of the sides are great, but I think McFoley kind of comes off like he's being performative because
Yeah, well, I think leaving the company that's taken care of you for what, 40 years now over the president in office is really lame.
and on top of it, like I said, the way he worded it, I will no longer be with WWE while Trump is in office. So like, so what? When JD Vance is in office, and it's the same people running the company that supported Trump, you'll go
Yeah.
back with your hands out asking for a a cushy Legends contract that essentially lets you sit on your ass and get paid.
He'll be back. He's a big Erica Kirk guy.
And then, yeah, like I said, he's got no problem with Vince and the Ring Boy scandal. He's got no problem with the Rita Chatterton scandal. He's got no problem with, he didn't quit after Vince got all these new allegations. I know Vince ended up taking off, but Vince stayed for a while. And
yeah, facts. I don't know. It's a strange situation.
yeah, but it's all over the way that Trump tweeted about, which, like I said, was a shitty move. His tweet about the Rob Reiner thing was stupid. I honestly think it's the most egregious thing in the world, especially coming from the other side, which quite literally celebrated a dude's murder. Like,
yeah,
you guys kind of lose a lot of space to talk about how people should handle deaths of innocent people when you start celebrating. And I mean, people are dressing up like that guy for Halloween with pouring like blood on their necks and shit, wearing a white shirt that said freedom.
Jeez.
And then you guys want to talk about, oh, Donald Trump was mean about Rob Reiner.
Yeah, on Twitter.
Yeah. And it's like, okay, yeah, he was, but you've lost all room to talk about being respectful about people's deaths. Like, I don't want to hear
facts, it.
I don't want to hear it from you,
This guy got gutted on fucking live stream. Oh, dude, the Erica Kirk reptilian eyes is fucking hilarious. Dude, she's the most, like, demonic, like, obviously something is, like, spiritually wrong with her. It's, like, the most obvious case I've ever seen in my life.
She's a bad actor, too.
Yeah, did you hear that her and Candace Owens met up, and then afterwards Candace Owens, like, in a fucking dark room, she's like, guys, I'm alive.
Dude, I have a clip.
It's fucking hilarious, bro.
I'm gonna play it.
Yeah.
And what I'm gonna say is, this clip is 100% real. I know her mouth does not line up with the words.
Yeah.
I'm hoping eventually what's gonna happen.
Clickbait ass fucking thumbnail.
Eventually, when I turn into the Howard Stern character that I want to be, I'm gonna play clips like this and say, this is completely real. It's 100% true. And I'm expecting the audience to understand that I'm fucking around.
Yeah, true.
Well, that's the context here.
I know all you guys want to know what happened during my meeting with Erica, so here it goes. We met in Nashville because I didn't want to fly anywhere and have my plane shut down by Israel, so I told her to come here instead. She gets here, and first thing she does is she gives me some homemade cookies. And I'm like, bitch, I ain't eating those poison chocolate chip cookies. She tried to poison me. Anyway, I'm still alive after almost dying from the poisoned Israeli cookies, and we start talking. Then, you're not going to believe what happened next. The waiter asks us if we want something to drink, but he's wearing the Star of David. So I'm like, I ain't about to drink no poisons lemonade from you, you Mossad agent. So anyway, I almost die again from Israeli lemonade poisoning. And Erica is like, I'll just have some water, please, which is obviously code for, you better kill this bitch right now. Am I right? So we talk, and we talk. And she tells me I'm acting crazy or whatever. So I asked her to show me pictures of her of when she was younger. And she's like, why? So I'm like, oh my God, she doesn't have any. So I just discovered she's actually a man, and I'm now talking to this man who is probably an Israeli spy sent here to kill me. So I get up, I go to the bathroom, I dig a hole under the shitter like El Chapo, and I finally made it back to tell you guys the story and get paid millions by YouTube to keep you guys stupid and against Trump and Turning Point, because I'm just a piece of shit like that. Anyway, thank you for your views, retards.
Yeah, I thought that was perfect.
Shout out Candace Owens.
Dude, yeah, Erica Kirk, even if she didn't have the crazy eyes, she just is like an actual bad actor. Like when she does the like, I forgive him, and like looks up, like, she's like, bro, you need to take an acting class.
Did you see the picture of her in 2019 with Benjamin Netanyahu's son?
I feel like I did. I didn't save it though, but I think I saw it recently.
Dude, the whole thing is just like, after I saw that picture, I'm fully convinced now more than ever that she's in on it, man. It's an elaborate scheme. A lot of people are thinking that Charlie Kirk found out about something that he shouldn't have, and then that's when, like, Erica Kirk fucking had to be activated, dude. She's like a fucking sleeper cell agent.
Annie, did I send you the Hinder one? There's a great one. You know the song "Lips of an Angel" by Hinder?
Oh, you sent me that one too. That was fun.
Yeah. That's great. I was able to send it to the old neighbor girl that I have a crush on that I've talked about on the stream before.
Not the fucking old neighbor. Ain't she the one that has like the fake boyfriend that's around every now and then?
Dude, she has like a fucking Indian looking, like a Muslim looking Indian boyfriend. It's I don't like it. I'm just gonna go ahead and say I don't like it. She should be with a guy like me.
I'll say to message her, be like, your dad would prefer you be with me.
Yeah, your dad would feel much safer. I know I'm a loser, and I'm talking about you.
Don't say that, bro.
But your dad would feel much safer if you were with someone like me.
Not your jihadi boyfriend that you have over there.
Dude, the Hinder one is great. Lips of an Angel is a great song. It reminds you of cheating on girls, which is fun, I will say. It's a bad thing, don't do it. But when you're young, you should cheat on girlfriends because it is very romantic. That would be my best advice. Cheat on all your girlfriends in high school. By the time you turn 21, get over it, but do it when you're young because it is fun. But yeah, Erica Kirk, she needs to take a fucking acting class.
No, in fact, she may be the worst actor of the bunch.
Yeah, they picked a bad person to go out there and be the face of anything.
Did you see the interview she had with that lady on the news station? And she was like, "Why would I be on board an Egyptian plane when I just want to be eating In-N-Out and having a chocolate milkshake?" And it's like, dude, people were not saying you were on the Egyptian plane. They were saying they were tracking, like whatever it is, what it is.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh, dude, they can't even get the fucking story straight.
I say online that my high school crush would be with me. No, she was not a high school crush. This was a girl that we were neighbors with when I was in like 2nd grade and she was in like 1st grade. And she was like a chubby little nerdy girl that we all thought was, chubby and whatever. We all actually had a crush on her older sister who was in like middle school at the time, I think. And then they move away. We lose track for years and we find each other on like Facebook and Instagram. Like this was like a few years ago and like she's all of a sudden hot. Like she grew up and became hot. So that's
wow, this is like a very modern day love story. I found her on Facebook. Usually
it is. If we got married like in a month, it would be like, yeah, she was the girl next door that we lost track of each other for and
yeah,
we were friends. And we all used to hang, that was when we lived in a court and I was like, hanging out with we were like riding bikes and like falling off bikes and shit. She wasn't riding bikes that I remember because she was a girl.
Yeah, the girls never hung out.
Yeah, no, girls didn't ride bikes. Girls don't do that shit.
Yeah, they do.
If they do, they're
hopscotch or something.
Nowadays, if girls ride bikes, they grow up to become transgender. This is the way it is. If girls ride bikes, they become transgender. I don't make the rules.
I don't know what the correlation is, but it's there.
Have you ever seen? Okay, before we get to Dragon Ball GT, since we're talking about Candace Owens and conspiracy theories,
yeah,
found a 9/11 clip.
Oh, let's go. Shout out to 100 messages today in chat. Thank you, guys. Yeah, pull up this 9/11 clip, though. Let's go.
And it makes way too much sense to me. I've never seen... So, Fizz, not Fizz, the Moore, if the Moore was in chat, the Moore believes that no planes crashed into any buildings.
Okay.
I think he might believe that nothing happened at all.
Yeah, he's mentioned before that everyone's a paid actor. Everyone that was there.
So I tend to believe that there were planes... and that there were bombs.
Yeah, of course.
I for sure believe that there were bombs, but this video is basically saying no planes, but yes, bombs.
Oh, all right.
And this video takes the plane, edits the planes out of the videos, and I've never seen it make more sense, to be honest. It kind of freaked me out.
We don't see any part of the airplane breaking, bending, buckling, twisting, or slowing down. It's unphysical.
Hold on, let me make us smaller so everyone can see. But yeah, I have always thought this footage of the plane itself does look kind of funny. The plane just kind of magically disappears into the tower.
Yeah.
Ignoring the airplanes, the official 9/11 videos looked like this. They make much more sense with the airplane removed. We see a tower exploding. The wall doesn't break inwards, it explodes outwards.
Damn, when you look at it like that, there's really no refuting that that's a bomb explosion. There's no two ways about it.
Oh yeah, and then there's all the clips of like witnesses saying they saw explosions.
Yeah.
We don't see...
Well, and to add more fuel to the shit, there was a big apartment building complex. It was 2 buildings in Hong Kong. And these apartment buildings were on fire for like 3 days straight, like whatever many hours that is. and they did not fall.
Yeah.
So, consider that these buildings were on complete fire for three days straight, and they didn't even fall down. But supposedly, it's the jet fuel melting the steel beams that caused the buildings to collapse like that. No, it's fucking bombs. You can even see other videos where it's like smaller explosions going off on lower levels that you could see the little coming out of. 9/11 is easily the worst
job they've ever done.
Yeah, the worst job they've ever done. It's kind of like the moon landing to me. Like, it's comically fake. Like, if you believe in 9/11, to me, you're too stupid. You're a fucking sheep.
Yeah, you gotta be fucking retarded. Annie, you sent me this reel, and what I actually thought was more interesting.
Yeah.
Reel said if you went to school like in the 90s or the 2000s, do you remember any trans people in school? The more interesting thing to me about that reel was that the top comment was from somebody saying, no, but I also remember that as kids, we never knew anything about the sexual orientation or the politics of our teachers or any adults around us.
Facts, yeah.
None of them talked to us about that. Maybe there was a picture of their wife or husband on the desk, but even then, there wasn't usually. Like, teachers did not talk to you about what your politics are or what they're, nowadays you go to fucking school and your teacher might have rainbow hair and they're going to talk
Well,
to
and
you
they have that fucking the gay flag and all that shit too in their classroom.
and they're going to talk to you about what it means to be queer and, why you should like this person. And there is one girl that I went to high school with. She was a tomboy in high school. She played volleyball.
Yeah.
She might have played basketball too, but now she is, people call her a dude. And she grows a better beard than I do because of the hormones that she takes. I'm pissed about that. But she's the only person I can think of.
Yeah.
And like I said, she was a tomboy. And she was perfectly fine as a girl when we went to school. Like, I knew her. We talked. Like, we had classes together. This isn't just like a girl that I didn't know. So, I would assume, oh, you know what? No, there is one more girl that I went to high school with. She is actually the PE teacher's daughter, and she was hot too. She's a bummer. She has like a shaved head now too. And
Wait, the PE teacher's daughter? Which PE teacher?
Do you remember Miss Turner?
Yeah, I never had her, but I know the name. Yeah.
Miss Turner called me emo boy one time, like while scolding me. Like, I was like, "Can I get you in trouble? Like, you're insulting me. Like, can I?
Yeah,
I don't know. Can I like get you in trouble or something?" But yeah, no, her daughter like shaved her head now and is like super big, like non-binary, and it's a bummer because Shannon, her name was Shannon. She used to be hot.
Damn, dude, I have a goated PE story from fucking C.A. Jacobs. I remember it was in like 8th grade. Did you have the fat lesbian chick who was the PE teacher, Miss
Riedel?
No, not Miss Riedel. It was like Miss Felkins or some shit.
Miss Felkins, yeah. I didn't have her, but she was around when.
Dude, I had her. She was the worst. We got to the soccer unit, and she's picking teams, and she's like, "All right, Max, go on the A team, since you play soccer." And I look at her, I'm like, "I've never played soccer a day in my fucking life," which is true, I hadn't. And she's like, "Don't be lying to me," and I'm like, "That's racist." I started trolling her, and then she pulls me aside after class. She's like, "How dare you say that's racist?" I'm like, "Well, it kind of is. You're only saying that because I'm Mexican. I'm telling you the truth. You're assuming that I'm lying." And she's like, "Don't say that." She sent me the office and all that shit, but she was mad because she knew I was right.
How's she gonna say some racist shit and then get mad at you for saying
yeah, bro? I was like, that's kind of racist. I've never played soccer ever, because I'm fucking Mexican, bro.
Dude, she was so you know how like the PE teachers in 7th and 8th grade, it didn't really matter which one you had because they all teamed up anyways and put the class.
You did the same shit, yeah.
So yeah, I never had her, but I mean, I kind of had her. She was just like a fat bitch.
Yeah, she was the worst.
She was one of those PE teachers that was just like, dude, like you don't even like doing this. Like, you're just a fucking bitch. Like, what are you doing here? Why?
I remember everyone be like, "If you're fat, why do you teach PE?" Which is true.
Yeah. That is a good point. If you're fat, you should not be a PE teacher.
No effects. And she benches more than you. Fizz, maybe she benches more than you. She don't bench more than me, bro.
The true question would be who could bench that fat bitch?
Not me, man. She was huge.
Literally got 225K scholarship for playing soccer and never played soccer ever. Are you Mexican?
Yeah, we're Mexican.
Are they like, what were they, desperate for soccer players or something? Okay, we got to get Dragon Ball GT in.
Let's do it. These episodes fucked.
Annie and Fizz, just deal with it. We will be quick, I guess, is the best way to put it. They ran out of lacrosse money, so they said, "We want you to come to school here and we'll give you a scholarship." How do you feel about soccer? Hey, we don't have lacrosse, but we got soccer. All right, so Dragon Ball GT episode 20. We come back in. Super Saiyan Goku is still fighting General Rildo, who I finally just realized his name rhymes with dildo. At the same time, Pan is hunting down Giru in Rildo's lair. So the whole episode is just back and forth. Pan trying to get to Giru in the building and
Yeah.
fighting Rildo outside. So Rildo transforms again into like a more metallic version of
The
it.
Silver Surfer Rildo, man.
Yeah, and the whole landscape also starts to change into like this metallic. The metal is like kind of liquidy, like the metal seems to melt and flow into whatever he transforms it into.
Yeah.
So Pan gets removed from the building again. You know, whenever this building can just like spit people out of the building.
Yeah.
So then we cut to a shot. This is again after Rildo makes the transformation where Pan slapped her ass right in the camera for no reason. Like there's just an ass shot of Pan, who's probably like a 10-year-old girl.
Yeah, it's that classic fucking pervert Japan 90s shit.
It's the Texas Chainsaw Massacre shot where Pam, coincidentally with an M, walks off the swing set into the house and the camera tracks her ass. This is the same shot as that, but Pam slaps her ass for no reason. She just says, "Oh, I got to get back in the building" or something.
Yeah.
So, Pan goes back inside. She finds one of the friendly robots who helped her from the trash room earlier, and she weirdly flirts with this robot. It seems like to try and convince it to help her out, and when the robot does not reciprocate because it's a robot, she punches it and calls it trash. And then I wrote, "This is probably how Pan will treat future boyfriends because she's a girl."
Facts.
So, General Rildo reveals to Goku that he's basically connected to the entire planet. As long as there's metal on the planet, he will have some kind of control or some body to fight with. Any metal on the planet is his to do what he wants with and move and control.
Yeah.
So, then we cut over to Dr. Mew really quick because we got to remember that he's there. He's basically just hanging out with the Trunks Burger King gold Pokemon card collectible, and he's evil lapping it up a little bit. Back to Pan, she finds Giru again, and she goes to yell at him and attack him, but her new boyfriend robot this time stops the building from spitting her out.
Yeah.
He stops that whole function from happening. But then Giru disappears into a wall. These robots can kind of disappear into like the scenery of the building because it's all metal. And then he reappears with a robot or an army of robots to back him up. So Pan fires up a Kamehameha wave with the most insufferable voice ever when she is saying Kamehameha like Goku does. It just sounds insufferable because she's literal. But then Giru has a backup system where he can remove her from the building still. So she gets spit back out of the building again. But this time you see that Giru feels bad about it and he's one of the Dragon Balls with her. So now she has the Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
And then we just end on Goku and Rildo fighting still, basically. So then into episode 21, Goku and Rildo are fighting still. Goku gets knocked into an orange soda machine, and I was wondering who on this robot planet is drinking orange soda. But Pan meets back up with Goku now that she has one of the Dragon Balls, and this kind of distracts Goku, so Rildo turns them both into the Burger King collectible gold Pokemon card slabs, basically.
Dude, you left out the part where Goku uses the horror movie that's in the movie theater that the robot people watch shit at.
Oh yeah, and the projector.
That shit's fucking hilarious. This machine mutant planet and people still watch fucking movies at the theater.
Yeah, they drink soda and watch movies.
Yeah.
So now they get transmitted over to Dr. Muse.
Yo.
So now the whole trio is back together, but they're trapped in these like metal tablets, basically.
Yeah.
Dr. Mew goes to start what he calls molecular restriction operation on them. Sounds like he's just going to kind of tear them apart and study them or turn them into robots too, or, whatever, some evil guy shit.
Yeah.
So then Giru shows up out of nowhere and starts attacking Dr. Mew, and he starts working to get Goku, Trunks, and Pan out of the machines that they're in. And he tells Dr. Mew that they're his friends. And Dr. Mew just stands there and watches Giru do all this. Like, there's plenty of time that Dr. Mew or somebody could have, like, attacked Giru or stopped him from freeing Goku.
Yeah, I also thought it was where he just stands there watching. I guess, like, maybe he may be, like, comically weak or something.
but he has robots with him.
Yeah.
Like some of the other robots could have attacked Giru or something. But anyways, so it turns out Giru has really been working with the trio this whole time.
Yup.
And Pan gets out and she starts abusing Giru again before they can save Trunks though. So
Mm.
Dr. Mew grabs the Trunks Burger King Pokemon card gold collectible tab that I keep calling it. And the whole room kind of devolves into this hot potato with Trunks. They're trying to get the metal slab of Trunks.
Yeah.
But somebody drops it and it breaks. And Dr. Mew tells them, when that thing drops, they die. This person is dead.
Yeah.
But then you hear Trunks' voice. He reveals himself. He's at like the top of a staircase. And he
Yup.
comes down and tells Pan that this whole entire saga has been a secret plan of his and Giru's.
Yup.
Which I'll mention again in a second. I'm almost done with the episode. Dr. Mew again stands there watching them talk. Finally, some robots attack, and Dr. Mew tries to escape, but Trunks cuts him off and opens up the door to this hidden room, and we get a lingering shot of what we know as Baby. If you haven't seen the show, you don't know what it is, but finally we're getting to Baby. I knew we were going to get to some serious shit soon because this is episode 21,
Yeah.
and just last week I watched a clip from like episode 30 something and Goku was Super Saiyan 4.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Yup.
oh, so in less than 10 episodes, we're going to go from they're kind of farting around on a robot planet to Goku Super Saiyan 4. So it's
Yup.
gonna pick up pretty soon.
Yeah.
This episode was cool. The last one was fine. It was just
Yeah.
Goku fighting Rildo for the most part.
Mm.
The whole idea of the plot, did they really have to make this whole like they could have just blown up the planet and gotten the Dragon Ball? It seems like did they have to like give themselves up to Rildo and
Yeah, it's like the plot, for the plot conveniences, and I get it, and I do think it does make sense just because Rildo is so fucking strong that
yeah.
I'm not surprised. They wouldn't be able to blow up the planet with him on it because he would stop them.
I obviously we knew that Giru wasn't actually a bad guy.
Yeah,
I kind of thought for a minute what was going to happen was just that Giru was being controlled by Rildo somehow. Then they were going to set him free from Rildo's control or something.
yeah, like they overrode his programming or some shit. That would make sense.
Because obviously Giru is in there till the end. Or I don't know if he dies later on. I forget how many people actually die in
We'll
this
see.
series.
We'll see.
Like
I won't spoil.
I forgot that Krillin dies.
Yeah, it's true.
I forgot that Piccolo dies.
Piccolo's death is awesome.
I forgot that Goku's gonna die within the next 10 episodes. I know he comes back, but I forgot that he straight up dies. I forgot how dire thing, like the Earth gets blown up. Like I know I'm getting to spoilers now, but like Earth
Yeah.
gets blown up. Like Baby really wins the shit for a while.
Yeah, he's goated. He wins for a while. He gets the new planet and all that shit.
But yeah, no, I thought these were good. It's cool that we're finally getting to. I've pretty much been waiting for Baby to appear.
Yeah, the baby arc is the best arc too. I actually think the baby arc to me is a top 3 arc in any Dragon Ball series. I think it's perfect.
I'll probably prefer Omega Shenron just because then I get Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta.
That's true, yeah.
Vegeta doesn't do much with Super 17, does he?
He's there in the action, but he kind of gets bitched,
Yeah,
which is
fucking
classic,
GT. GT is pro Goku, but
It is Goku time, man.
Vegeta gets his moment in Omega Shenron.
Yeah, my favorite scene in all of Dragon Ball is a Vegeta scene in the Omega Shenron arc, but I won't spoil.
Battle of the Gods is on Netflix now.
It is, yeah. That movie's cool.
Yeah, I thought it was fine. But yeah, no, those were both good. Like the first one, episode 20. I don't want to say it was filler, but it was mostly just Goku fighting Rildo, which is cool to see.
Yeah, padding out the arc. Yeah, I always like seeing Super Saiyan Kid Goku just because it's like funny to see him.
Yeah.
And Rildo, I actually think is a pretty cool villain. I think I like the amount of screen time they give him in like this mini arc that he has. I think his transformations are cool. I think he's a good villain.
Does he die?
We will see. I won't spoil.
Okay, so I'm assuming he comes back.
He's alive right now, but
yeah, they never killed him. They just
it's not really a fucking spoiler. No, I won't spoil. We'll see.
Yeah. No, I knew he was alive because they didn't kill him.
He beat them. That's what another thing I like about GT is that the villains win a lot of the time. Like the small wins that they pad up, like Rildo just beat Goku essentially, and it's not something that people talk about.
But yeah, I assume in the next episode, Baby will, if not be set free, like get close to being set free or whatever.
Yeah, then we're on to the best arc.
And then we get Chad Goten. That's what I'm most excited for, is Goten's date with Valise and him flexing when Baby shows up.
Oh, facts. There's a cool ass scene where he's like fucking up the villains and then he throws his phone in there and they catches it. He's like, oh yeah, back to what I was saying.
I saw that clip and she's like, oh, are you okay? And he's like, oh yeah, I haven't even broken a sweat.
Goten. I always thought it was cool that they turned him into a Chad because he was essentially just like baby Goku in Z. So I'm glad that they gave him his own character.
Somebody pointed out, I've seen people consider Goten a real disappointment after seeing how strong Goku was and then how strong Gohan was and then how strong Gohan was supposed to get and how strong he did get. And then Goten just kind of falls off. Somebody theorized that after Toriyama tried to give us the Cell Saga and say, hey, we're going to move on to the next generation, but everybody said, no, we still fuck with Goku.
Yeah.
Toriyama just said, all right, then Goten's going to stay stale. Like, I'm not going to fuck with this next generation.
Yeah, what's the point?
Yeah, you guys just want Goku over and over again.
Yeah, facts. I mean, Goten did get, Gotenks is a cool, time for him to shine. But yeah, I find it funny that the common critique for GT is that it's Goku time. But like, does Goten do literally anything in Dragon Ball Super?
Yeah,
he's not even in the show hardly. But yeah, I could see people complaining about Goten not being a character in Dragon Ball Super because they haven't really done anything with him.
Dude, I forgot this fucking caption again. Jesus Christ.
Oh, you're good.
I did rewatch. There's a good, I think, an underrated fight. Goten and Trunks at the tournament.
Oh, that episode's goated.
Yeah, it's a good fight.
And they both go super soon.
And it makes sense that Trunks wins. He is a year older and at least give Vegeta a moment through Trunks. Like that's I thought that was good.
And they're at the age when like a year older means something. Like, do you remember being in like a second grade and then like the third graders seem like way fucking older? That's essentially what that fight is.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I thought these were good. We're finally getting into, like I said, within the next 10 episodes, like shit is gonna get pretty dark. Like
yeah, we're gonna get into the goat transformation.
Season 3 of Ragnarok. What the fuck is Ragnarok?
Probably some weeboo anime shit.
I recognize the name Ragnarok. I just don't actually know what it is. All right. Hold on. I know I had something good. At least something else saved. Oh, I got another simp video.
Let's go, dude. These are the best. I gotta start watching the Whatever podcast.
Dude, this one's pretty bad. I think they say it's a streamer.
Did y'all get married today?
So they just got married today is the context, and they run into some streamer.
Yeah.
Did y'all get married today?
Yeah, low key we did.
Do y'all need it?
We did.
Yeah.
Stop.
Hey,
Mike, please get you. Stop.
You want me?
I want you.
For real?
Yeah, dead ass.
You have a whole man though.
Yo, dead ass. What is he supposed to do? Watch.
You like me better?
Let's keep going.
No.
Oh my God, brother, she's cooked.
I'm not.
What?
He said, "I know."
Dude, I'm cheating and I'm raping her grandpa, dude.
That's wild. Hopefully he signed a prenup. Yeah, Fizz, I'm trolling you, man. Chill.
Yeah, no, there's just an endless supply of and yeah, it's because the guys deal with it. Like he literally just said, I know she's cooked. I just married her, but I know she's cooked.
That's awful. Is there a worse situation to be in than that one?
And no, because you literally just got married the day of. Like, what are you gonna do? Divorce her?
I would.
I know, but I mean, like, your parents are gonna be pissed. They look white as fuck. They look like their parents probably spent some money on the wedding.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I mean, your parents would be pissed, but your parents would be pissed if she ends up cheating on you anyways too. So it's like a lose-lose, bro.
Yeah, there's the only thing you can really do to slightly redeem yourself is, especially because he's on camera, honestly, you gotta slap the fuck out of her on camera. Like, I don't know what else to do in that situation.
Jeez, man.
Like, they're on camera. Like, that video is now around for the world to see forever. But if you slap the shit out of her, maybe people will be like, at least the red pill community will respect you. Like, that's all you're gonna get in that situation.
Yeah, well, dude, and you already know the next day she's gonna be like, "Oh, babe, I was drunk. It doesn't count." Yada yada yada. Dude, shameless, man. That's horrible. To be married that day, it's supposed to be like a romantic ass day and all that. And they're gonna go out get drunk, and she's gonna do that in front of him.
I got the CM Punk clip. It's 3 minutes. I have not watched it first, but
Ooh.
I'm curious to see it.
The other
This is like the best era of CM Punk too, for sure.
Is that ROH?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Ring of Honor.
unofficial member of the Gold Bomb Mafia. Of course, if you asked any of us, she was not a member, but to her, this is her world. I couldn't even tell you her real fucking name. She is the Bikini Girl.
Bikini Girl.
That is strictly what we called her.
And when we first saw her, I'll be honest, me and Chucky Smooth were like, wow, this chick's totally hot, this chick's totally hot. And, you know, we'll tell the story how we eventually went, you know, we spent years with.
That's definitely Colt Cabana, right?
I have no idea who that is.
The guy that CM Punk did that famous podcast with, where he explained everything about why he quit WWE.
Oh shit, I didn't know that.
And then they broke up, like they weren't friends, and they sued each other. And it became that was the drama with AEW, was the Young Bucks accused CM Punk of trying to get Colt Cabana fired.
Oh, okay.
CM Punk's like, I never got him fucking fired. And then CM Punk, being the guy that he is, he announced that Colt Cabana still shares a bank account with his mom.
That's tight.
With her, and she, at the end, she was the ugliest, most disgusting girl of all time. I was grossed out by it.
Hated her.
Everything that was about her was disgusting. But now, the fact that this proved the difference between some of the young guys growing up and some of the guys, we understood the work of it, you know, how it's a work, how it's a business. And we got this girl every single week with her van, family van, to drive us 300 miles every week and not putting 1 mile on our car, and us knowing that, trying to not pay for gas as much as we could. And she she wanted to train, like maybe we got her in the ring once and, you know, made sure to hurt her so she'd be out another 2 months, but she'd still be with us because she was dedicated. And
the point is, and you know, this is gonna sound real degrading, but like most women in the business are rats. You know, I mean, and that's a hard fact of life that you will eventually realize. And it was like she got in the business, and you know, at the time she was like, oh, I want to be a wrestler and I want to train. I never saw her get in the ring.
Right.
You know, like it just never happened. And when we did get in the ring, all it took was like a good forearm shot, and then that was it. Yeah. She was done. You know, like, so we always like kind of kept her in check, but she would be Bikini Girl. She would wear bikini and walk around the ring when the show started and take people's ring jackets and, you know, sunglasses.
Make sure that there was a spot for her, or not a spot, but just whatever, so she could drive us and no one would be spending putting miles on our cars.
No miles on our cars, no gas out of our pocket. You know what I'm saying? Because it was like, you know, we weren't getting paid more than, you know, sometimes 30, 40, $50 from Ian and stuff like that. And we certainly weren't getting trans. Right. So it was always just like me, Chucky, Cabana, Prazak, maybe occasionally somebody else. But we'd always fill up that bikini van, you know, and drive it down. And how many tickets would she get? Like, none of us would ever drive, you know, oh, can one of you guys drive? No, you know, I'm really tired. I just got off of work. You know, I mean, that was the thing where maybe somebody, a bunch of other young guys would probably just try to gangbang her, and like that's the last you'd see of her. Like we tried to get blood from that stone, and we squeezed her for like everything she was worth, you know. And
she'd always have like snacks for us too.
Yeah, like because she's one of these girls who, like, you know, her aspiration in life was to have a kid. She wanted to be a mom, so she thought she was like kind of the den mother, and we let her fucking believe that.
Yeah, it was cool.
You know.
Dude, bring back this CM Punk.
I was gonna say, what happened to this CM Punk, man?
Dude,
you think he's the same guy and he puts on an act?
None of this fucking. Oh, dude, that's what I think about all these. Anybody, like, bro,
dude,
CM
I
Punk is
fucking
like,
agree.
He's probably like in his late 20s in that video. Like, people don't change when they're, you know, there are small things here and there, but like the biggest example, like Joe Biden, when he's like in his 80s talking about how he supports trans people. Joe Biden doesn't know what a fucking trans person is. He'd be terrified if he saw a real trans person on the street, you know? Yeah. I mean, you saw it. There was that clip when they brought that Dylan Mulvaney dude into the White House. Joe Biden looks fucking terrified. He's like, what the fuck is this thing? You know, Howard Stern in his 40s talking about how we need to ethnically cleanse Iraq, and how Rodney King should have got beat harder by the cops because he was, you know, being a fucking criminal. He was being a crook. Now all of a sudden Howard Stern is woke. His own words, declares himself woke, loves the trans. Like, bro, you were in your 40s. Like, you don't change from the
crazy.
70. But people will I will say an excuse. They'll say, nope, you can totally change and mature. And I'm like, Yeah, of course, you can always learn things here and there, but generally, by the time, especially as a dude, by the time you're 30, like you're pretty well set. That's pretty much who you are.
Yeah, you're not gonna change your mind too much. You can, but you know, it looks, especially when there's videos like that out there of you that show what you really think and all that. It does look a little corny to be acting the way CM Punk does nowadays.
Yeah, like that was not 17-year-old CM Punk in that video. I mean, like I said, maybe 20s, maybe early 20s.
Nah, not even, because early 20s is when he had the fucking the blonde hair and all that shit. No,
Yeah.
so
And he
that's
was like
gotta be
wrestling
that's gotta be like later 20s, and he's all like, yeah, all the women in this business are rats.
back when he was in like straight warehouses. Okay, this is the
Uh,
big one. This is the one that this guy tweeted at Jim Cornette.
Let's go.
Jimmy and pulled him out.
And by the way, this isn't even a bigger example because this is for sure Jim Cornette, well, like 30s or 40s.
I mean, look at him, dude.
Yeah, he's for sure not what he says he is nowadays.
It never lasts long. And so Brian Matthews, that's when Brian Matthews walks by and says, "What do you want me to do?" I said, I said, "Get that fucking nigger out of here." That's what I'm
Dude, hella natural too.
I said, when he saw him.
It sounds right on him. I hate to say it.
Yeah, I do. That's what I'm saying. That was very natural.
When he heard nigger, boy, now he's double tight. I said, yes, that's right, goddammit, because if I see something make somebody mad, and it's somebody that I want to make mad, I will work on that point. But I wasn't even talking to him. I'm like, here's the show is falling down around our ears, there's big fights going on, what the fuck? Matthew says something to me, I said, get the fucking nigger out of here, that's what I want you to say. Well, that goes from there. I said, fine, fuck you, I guess you are a nigger. You see another one around here, etc., etc. Fucking drag him off. Security guards tell him to go to his room. Boy, isn't that great? Usually when you get dragged out of a wrestling match by the cops, you usually go to jail. But when it's on a college campus, they tell you to go to your room. Give punishment. I bet he had to go to bed with that dessert too.
He takes a drink of his fucking soda out of a can.
Dang, dude.
Yeah, I'm telling you, dude, I don't believe any of these fucking people when they come out and talk about politics nowadays. I just don't.
I think they like money.
Oh yeah, well they
Yeah.
like money, and they all are aware of what happens when you step out of,
Yeah.
like, if you say some shit that you're not supposed to say, like you will be ganged up on. You will get the Sydney Sweeney treatment. You will be ganged up on. You will lose job opportunities. Like it is a
Yeah.
thing. You become deplatformed. People unsubscribe from your channel.
Exactly. They don't want to mess with their money, so they think they got to act like that. I personally think that era is kind of over with. I don't think people care anymore. Or at least we're getting to that point.
I don't think it's completely over with.
Yeah, we're getting there. I think we're taking steps in that direction to where it won't be like that anymore. I think the average person has lost almost all respect for like the SJW, people with like the blue hairs, and you can't say that, you're gonna lose your job. And yada yada. I think people are done with that, hopefully.
I am very black-pilled. I am hopeless. So I do believe I will die I will die in a world where I'm still not supposed to say faggot. But I want to live in a world where I can say faggot, and I want to live in a world where it's not a big, like when I was in fucking elementary school, like it was part of daily vocabulary. Like we just called each other faggots.
Yeah, fag,
5
retard.
minutes.
It didn't really matter.
I'm tired of hearing, Tim Walz called people are saying the R word, bro. You mean retarded? Like the word that everybody's been saying for, like, what do you mean the R word? You sound like a faggot talking about the R word.
Yeah,
Dude,
the R word.
Retard.
Yeah, all right, Fizz agrees with me. I think that shit's coming to an end. I think the average dude is just tired of it.
So what I'm predicting is there's going to be a generational war, because with the Zoomers,
Yeah.
you have it's going to be the boys versus the girls, because you've got what they call Zoomer waffen.
What Zoomer? What?
So they call it Zoomer waffen.
What's waffen? I haven't heard this term.
It comes from the German term something waffen.
Mm.
Hold on, let me look it up. It was a term used for the Nazis, because so much of Gen Z is racist, like openly, like they like Hitler, Groypers, that type of shit.
Oh, that kind of shit. Okay, yeah.
And I know some of these kids. I talked to one kid from Florida.
Yeah.
He's hardcore, like Christian.
Nice.
Likes Hitler. Let me see. What's the word from? Yeah, it was called Waffen SS. It was a German military formation called Waffen SS. So they put the terms Zoomer and Waffen together. They call it Zoomer Waffen.
Well, dude, it's funny how I'm not saying this. I do not support Hitler or nothing like that. Just for the people watching out there on the stream once the stream blows up. I'm not saying I support Hitler, but do you know a lot of the lore behind, like, the Nazis burned the books and all that? Do you know what those books they burned were?
Yes, they were the transgender books.
Yeah, I find it interesting that we're kind of in like a similar situation almost. Like where it seems like we're gonna get to that point where people are like, dude, fuck all this shit, burn all of it,
Despite what people think of Hitler, there are a lot of things like the whole blonde hair, blue eyes thing. That was
Yeah.
apparently just a misinterpretation from his book. It's like, bro, he didn't even have blonde hair and blue eyes. None of the Germans had blonde hair and blue eyes. Like all of his friends had black hair. Why would he? That's
Yeah.
just a fake thing. There is a lot of bullshit out there about him. You've got
Well, dude, have you ever heard one of his speeches translated into English?
Yeah, he sounds like a normal president talking about the economy and how we got to reestablish German pride. He sounds
Yeah,
like
and
a guy that Americans
and
voted
how
for.
a certain group is messing with everyone's economy and all of that shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait a minute. I'm not saying I support everything, but I'm like, I kind of see how people, were a part of
No,
this shit.
again, it's
Yeah.
a very nuanced thing, and people
Yeah.
nowadays don't like nuance. They want black and white, good or evil, and it's like, no, he
Yeah.
had some points. Like the economy, like it's undebatable what he did with the economy in Germany. They were a complete disaster after World War I. He brought them back from like the brink of death in like 4
Yeah.
years. It's like never been done before.
Mm.
So yeah, there are things that he did that you can't. Here we go. We got the more.
Oh, let's go. The more 76.
Couple World War II revisionist films are worth a watch. The more, what do you got? I'm down to check those out.
Yeah.
The more, we talked about 9/11 earlier, actually. I might have to
The
pull
more
that
would
clip
have
back.
loved that shit because he loves the no planes.
Yeah, I might have to pull that shit back up.
Yeah, Hitler versus the Jew world order. Speaking of the Jew world order, did you see the video of the clip, the chick that works for like Stop Anti-Semitism saying that like, oh, if we catch you online making anti-Semitic remarks, we're gonna make sure you never find a job and we're gonna make sure you can't find a spouse. We're gonna make sure you get kicked out of your school. All that shit, and it's the Israeli embassy in Washington.
Jesus.
Dude, it's wild. I sent it to my buddy, and he's like, I don't think I like this lady very much.
Ilhan Omar, the one that married her brother, is using the same tactic.
Oh.
Stuff from getting
I
deported.
didn't
She
know that.
married her. Yeah, she married her brother for citizenship.
That's wild.
Okay, the more, just because you're here, I'll pull this clip up again. Before I do the more 9/11, you believe nothing happened at all? Because this clip I'm going to pull up is a clip where they edited the planes out of the clip, so it just looks like bombs blew up in the building. And I'm starting to maybe wonder if, yeah, there were no planes, but there were bombs. Because I've always been a guy who believes there were planes and bombs. I always thought they flew planes into them, and then they had bombs like for a special, like for backup. Yeah, no airplanes. But what do you think about the bombs? The more, do you think there were bombs? Do you at least think that? Let me
Yeah, I mean, they had to have demolished. Yeah, there was explosives top to bottom. That is what he believes. They
Okay, cool.
They definitely demoed the buildings. I think that's irrefutable.
Dude, yeah, I'm telling you, I never, this clip, after I saw this clip, they perfectly edited the planes out, and I'm like, oh, this makes way too much sense now.
We don't see
there's
any
literally
part
no
of the
impact.
airplane breaking, bending, buckling.
And I've always thought that too. The way the planes look going into the building, it looks very strange. It looks like an animation, and the plane just disappears.
Yeah.
Twisting or slowing down. It's unphysical.
Dude, it really does just fucking blend in.
Yeah.
Ignoring the airplanes, the official 9/11 videos looked like this.
Dude, it looks perfect.
They make much more sense with the airplane removed. We see a tower exploding. The wall doesn't break inwards, it explodes outwards.
Yeah, and like even that one little explosion right here in the front, like this.
Yeah.
This looks like bombs on each story. Like there's some up here, and then it goes down in a diagonal pattern.
Yeah.
And then they saw, oh, we can edit a plane into that video.
No, definitely. Well, dude, that's what I said. Like, the shit is comically fake. Like, have you ever seen the video of the guy that owned the building and he took out insurance on it like the week before and conveniently didn't go to work the day that it happened?
And he was a
Yeah, shocker.
Apparently, there was like no Jewish people that showed up to work that day.
I'm sure because they were too busy dancing on that one rooftop.
Yeah, I've read. There was a meme I saw that it was like if you worked at the Twin Towers on 9/11, and it was like a guy sitting there drinking coffee, being like, "Hey, where are all the Jewish guys this morning?" Because
they,
yeah,
they think it's Hanukkah that day or some shit.
oh, the buildings took less time to vanish if you drop a tank from the top. I knew the guy. Okay, so the more is into the scene. The more is real tapped in there. Fizz, I feel like I'm getting gaslit. Fizz, what do you think about 9/11? Actually, I'm curious about that.
Yeah, it feels like a stern, strictly by the books made by McGraw-Hill, by
Funny on
Ghislaine
BitChute.
Maxwell.
I did watch some of that 9/11 documentary on BitChute, and I did like that. BitChute is a cool place because it's kind of shady. You kind of feel dark and shady on
Yeah.
BitChute, and I like those kinds of documentaries.
Like, you feel like you shouldn't be watching this shit, like it's secret access.
Yeah.
Like the government's not happy you're watching that shit.
The more, if I ever do get to bring you on stream, whether it be audio only or whatever, I think I might have my like main question that I want to ask you. I really want to ask you what you think about the founding of America in general. Like, what do you think? Like, what do you think about like do you have anything about like the Revolutionary War? Like, I really like that history time, like George Washington, the guys with the white powder wigs.
Dude, have you been seeing the stuff about the founding of America where the Jews got kicked out of Spain and Christopher Columbus discovered America like the next week?
Yeah, I've heard.
So
Yeah,
there's the theory that like America is really like a Jewish country from its founding and all that shit.
which would be terrible.
Yeah, I know that's like a nightmare, bro.
Nick Fuentes would have to kill himself. Like, it would be over.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no, I don't know, because that would just mean that Christopher Columbus is Jewish, and he didn't.
Oh no, Christopher Columbus is Jewish. He, like, his name is not really Christopher Columbus. It's something else. He's like I don't want to say he's like an Italian Jew or something.
Fizz's dad worked for McGraw-Hill, and you both have probably read sections of science books that my stepmom wrote.
Ain't no fucking way.
Dude, we were just talking about
This is
McGraw-Hill. Fizz, did your parents know Ghislaine? Can you get me a?
I like how he says not gonna lie.
Can you get Ghislaine Maxwell on the stream for us? That would be awesome.
Yeah, dude, she would never fucking come on our stream. She'd see one episode and be like, absolutely not.
Oh, dude, this is what I'm talking about. There was no Civil War, Revolutionary War.
Let's go.
Yeah, see that I want to talk about the founding of America with you. What do you think about Abraham Lincoln? I know a lot of people think Abraham Lincoln was actually a dirtbag.
Don't some people say he was gay or some shit, or is that just weird SJW talk?
I've seen some people say that. I tend to think it's stupid, but I know Charles Manson has strong opinions on Abraham Lincoln. The thing about Abraham Lincoln is that, the South, right? The South wants to secede.
Yeah.
But Abraham Lincoln says no. And it's like, well, wait, that's what the founding of America is all about. Like,
yeah,
you can't stop these people from seceding.
Yeah, it's supposed to be about states' rights and all that. He was in. Yeah, I do know that Lincoln was mixed with some like less known like ethnic race.
Yeah, no, I don't think he was gay, but there's a couple of books I've seen.
No, I don't think he was gay either. The argument that people have is that he lived with like a dude. He had like a male housemate. I was like, that doesn't inherently make
and
it
it was
gay,
also
though.
like a close friend, and they would write letters that would say like, "I miss you," and it's like, yeah, men say "I miss you." Like, even today,
can't the motherfucker have friends? Oh no, that's gay.
It's left wingers wanting to make everybody gay. That's what I think that is.
No, that's why I asked if it was like SJW talk. I want to see if the more knew anything about. Because when I read all that shit, I was like, it sounds like he just has a male housemate.
Dude, Fizz, I'm still curious about this. Honestly, working for McGraw-Hill, that's no big deal. That's just everyone needs a job. But the fact that your stepmom
wrote the science books, yeah, she must be like fairly involved with everything.
Have you ever talked? I'd be curious. Like, have you ever talked to her about that? Was she like told what to write, or was she told to go do her own studies and write? I would imagine she was told what to write, right? I would imagine they said, "Here's what you're going to write about," or
Dude, speaking of textbooks and Jewish stuff, not to give out too much details on anything, but I was working in a classroom the other day, and the kids were working on an assignment. And since it's like Christmas time, they're talking about like holiday stuff. There was most of the questions on the worksheet were all Hanukkah related. And I was like, oh, dude, no fucking way.
PhD in science. Okay, but I mean, when she wrote, and I don't know if you know this, but like, did she actually write like what she wanted to write, or was she?
Oh, that's an interesting question.
Or was she given guidelines? Like, what did they say? And actually, also, when you think about science, that's not a topic I imagine they care too much about.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think science would be one that's too compromised by McGraw-Hill's like hammer. I think history is probably the main
Yeah,
one.
it would be history. They would want to
yeah.
get a piece in history. But
That's
when it
cool
comes
that
to
your
science,
stepmom is a PhD in science, though.
yeah, Fizz, how are you so fucking retarded? But your stepmom is
Your
a
stepmom is a genius.
yeah, your stepmom is a PhD in science, and then we got fucking Fizz over here.
Oh shit! With the Morris saying science is compromised, I'd be curious to hear what he has to say about that.
Well, you know, science, yes, can be compromised, but I mean like a high school science book that talks about the lizards lay eggs, you know, in ponds, like things, stuff like that. Like that's
Yeah,
not.
chemistry is definitely not compromised because, like, how are you going to compromise chemistry?
Yeah, but as far as science like NASA, transgender sexuality, that type of science, of course,
Yeah,
that is all compromised nowadays.
true.
It's all
Yeah,
about money.
nowadays, yeah.
You ever seen that meme? It says, "Here's how modern day science works," and it's a guy looking into a telescope at a stack of cash. And I'm like, oh, that's like
Dude,
one of my favorite memes.
that's awesome. It's true, man. Whatever the government deems is important, we'll get all the money with like the Pfizer shit.
Just done a ton of work in play theory and designing ways of teaching people that don't necessarily follow traditional education. I do think I like things like that because you hear about how school nowadays is not good for boys. Like boys aren't meant to be. I do think
I
there needs to
completely
be.
agree.
I do think there needs to be a healthy balance. Like, yes, there needs to be a couple hours where boys and girls need to sit in a desk and shut the fuck up, but there should be more time to go outside.
Yeah, boys should be outside digging for at least a few hours of the day. Uh, yeah, they're not meant to be sat down all day like that. They go crazy.
Dude, Fizz, man, it sounds like the brain's really skipped over you when it comes to. I'm just roasting you now, but it's not. His father was also a science teacher as well.
Dude, IT at the school district sounds like the chillest job of all time. You're troubleshooting like the most basic issues of all time, and they pay you fucking good.
Probably. I would love to work for a school district, honestly.
Yeah, just the computer, dude. Dude, Fizz, that's fucking cool. I didn't realize you were such a science brain foo.
Well, we knew Fizz was an IT guy because he explained
Yeah.
that, and he told me he's built some computers. Science is supposed to be a method to prove things. They have made science theoretical.
I've been thinking about that recently with like the whole Big Bang. It's just a theory at the end of the day. Like all the big scientific claims are unable to be proven, despite it's supposed to be like, well, it's science, so it's 100% fact, but yet nothing can be proven.
I have always thought that theoretical science as a topic is a little silly. Like sometimes, you know, if it's
Yeah.
a smart dude, I get it. But at the end of the day, I could say, you know, what if this? Like, yeah, you know, what if Courtney Briggs thought I was attractive? I would have a date next weekend. Ooh, theoretical science.
If she wanted to have sex with me, I would have sex with her. What the fuck, dude? Fizz has got some fucking high profile ass family, man. That's wild.
She was the director of science education at UC Davis. I spent many evenings in the science building next to the pig barn. Next to the pig barn.
Out the pig barn.
Play theory is actually the only way you can actually learn. You must apply information to learn.
It's
Yeah,
true.
that's the best. Yeah, anything else is just memorization, which I also think is important. Like I said, they're doing, and it's just good for structure. I think boys should spend a few hours a day sitting in a desk, shutting the fuck up, and listening to somebody
Take
talk.
orders. You need to take orders.
Yeah, but yeah, at the end of the day, you also need to go outside.
Yeah, it's like trying to learn the guitar. You can watch fucking Slash play all day, but until you try some shit
Yeah.
yourself, you're never gonna be able to do it.
And somebody can tell you how to play all day long, but yeah, until you
Yeah.
pick up the guitar yourself, you're never gonna. And you know how Slash talks about how he learned how to play guitar. It's funny. He's like, yeah, back in the 70s when we were kids,
Yeah.
they would put on a record, like a Black Sabbath record.
Mm.
They would play like 3 seconds of it and then take the needle off and then try to imitate it on guitar.
That's
And then
fucking cool, man.
Play the next 3 seconds and try to imitate it on guitar, and then play the next. And then he said he would slow it down, you know, because you could slow down the record.
Dude, that's awesome. That's that pre-YouTube shit, like that pre-internet shit. That makes sense why he's so fucking cool. You learn how to do that shit the traditional way. Or not the traditional, but like just a sick way.
Yeah, before the internet, really. She was head of science education at CSU
Dude.
Long Beach. Now she's an assistant superintendent of schools. Back in MD, where I grew up, she handles all the what are magnet schools?
I have no idea. I'm assuming that's like a science term. Dude, Fizz, that's cool, man. I bet that was interesting growing up around like a fucking like a genius, I guess you could say.
Here, let me pull up I'm gonna pull up another clip about psychology and see what you guys think, because I think this is super true about modern day. This is on Instagram though, so again, volume. I think it might be a little loud. Up to you guys to control because I can't control it.
Mm.
It is not the Gypsy Crusader clip. Let me
And
back
Jeffrey Epstein's being mentioned.
If modern psychology worked, why is every psych major the most mentally ill person you've ever met? No, like, they're always unwell. If you know who I'm talking about, like, it doesn't get better the more they learn either. They become more entangled in their own problems. Imagine going to pilot school, and as you learn more, you become less capable of flying a plane. And you'll talk to these career psychiatrists, and you'll be like, has anyone ever really gotten better? And they're like, no. Why are we tasking people who admit that they don't know how to make people normal and happy and are less normal and happy themselves with telling everybody else how to be normal and happy? These people, oh, you need therapy. Yeah, did it cure you? No, I've been going for 8 years. I just go to church and go to the gym. No, that's not effective. Hey, don't you think you were born in the wrong body? Haven't you been on 7 different medications because you get sad and nervous? And you've spent thousands of dollars and the better part of a decade talking to a professional whose job it is to fix it, and it's still there? Sometimes I wonder if the world would be a better place without the field entirely. If modern psych...
Dude, I completely fucking agree. 1000%. I don't believe in therapy at all.
So I've always liked psychology. Like, I took a psychology class when I did go to community college. I like the idea of it. And I do think there's some interesting things to learn about people and personalities. But modern day therapy is a total fucking joke.
Oh, dude,
It's just
absolutely.
white girls that want to talk about their days and they pay somebody to listen to them.
I could not agree more. The idea that, at least as a dude, right? I think women do like it because women like to complain about their problems and it does make them feel a little better after. But I feel like as a dude, talking about your problems 24/7 just makes you think about them after the fact much more than if you just say, like, all right, here's the problem. I'm just going to do this to fix it and fucking get over it. I do not think that shit works at all.
I think the thing about my stepmom and dad is they try to figure out ways to encourage you to do better, not just bitch about how life hasn't gone. Yeah.
That's cool.
Attitude is way more effective than aptitude. So most people who study psychology are interested in the topic because they're trying to solve their own problem. I totally agree with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I've been to therapists and counselors. The only counselor I really had that I think ever actually did anything beneficial for me was when I went to rehab, outpatient rehab, and I had to go see my counselor once a week. And she was cool because she got me to the point where, like, she would tell me to shut the fuck up.
Oh, shit.
I remember, like, one time she would always ask me things like, you know, the typical, like, oh, when you were a kid and your parents did this, like, you know, how did that go? And I would say, like, oh, yeah, I didn't like that. That bummed me out. But I was probably just being dramatic and I should have gotten over it.
Yeah.
And then I would say, oh, this happened. I didn't like it. But I was probably just being a crybaby. And she was like, dude, shut up. Like, stop with the, like, but I should have. She's like, I will put the, but you're being a pussy if you're being a pussy. She's like, you
sounds awesome.
She's like, you don't tell me you were being a pussy. I tell you that you were being a pussy. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, true.
But,
don't therapist yourself.
Yeah, but that's why I liked her, because she would actually just tell you, like, no, you sound stupid. She'd be like, that was stupid. Like, why would you, that was, you know, she wasn't like, well, how did that make you feel? Like, she would ask that, but then she would say, yeah, that's stupid that you felt that way. Like, I hate the therapists that are like, oh, your feelings are valid. No, not all your feelings are valid. Sometimes you're being retarded.
Dude, I completely agree. And Fizz has my next point down to a fucking T. Fizz is right. Therapists have no vested interest in fixing your problems because they profit from keeping you unwell. I actually think the same thing about marriage counseling. Unless your marriage counseling is from a church that's for, like, nonprofit. Dude, marriage counseling is the biggest bullshit of all time, bro. Of course they want your marriage to suck because they want you to keep on coming back to them.
I have an ex-girlfriend whose mom was divorced like 3 times and she was a marriage counselor.
I'm sure she was.
Yeah. And she was awesome. Don't get me wrong. I liked her, but yeah, I was like, how the fuck are you married? It made me think of Jack Black and School of Rock. Those who can't do, teach.
And those who can't teach, teach too.
People go to psychologists do not have the capacity to solve their own problems. I mean, psychologists cannot help them, rendering the therapy useless.
That's bars. That's bars right there.
And just too much therapists all about therapy. Therapy nowadays is just about, you know, like I said, it's just white girls that want to talk about shit. And
well,
they want to pay someone.
it's white girls that want to have their shame removed by a professional. It's white girls that want to go to a therapist and the therapist says, oh, you're not wrong. You're valid for the way you feel. All your feelings are valid. Yada, yada, yada. That's all that shit fucking is.
Is Michelle Obama a man? Michelle Obama is probably
Big Mike.
Actually, the more you're the guy to ask. The more,
Fizz says yes in all capitals.
We knew Fizz thought so, but the more, what do you think about Big Mike?
Doesn't the more think all the first ladies are the first men?
Yes. But I also wonder, like, is there something else? Like, is Big Mike maybe also like, Barack Obama's brother, or like,
Oh shit, yeah.
Yeah. See, yes, all the first ladies are men.
I've read that Big Mike or Michelle was his friend in college.
That would make sense.
That's the lore that I've been told.
I just wonder, why would all the first ladies be men though? Like, then are there any presidents that were actually women?
Wait, so is Melania Trump a man?
Oh, that's gonna hurt
I
because
said
she's
that
hot.
sucks. She's hot.
Yeah, that one's gonna hurt. Interesting. Don't know who she is.
Yup.
Melania's a man.
No. Hey, I would
Downtown
play on
Big
Big
Mike.
Mike. LOL.
Dude, Big Mike was back in Obama's prime. I'm saying Big Mike was like for the standards of a first lady, dude.
Yeah,
Like, she
not
was kinda
bad.
hot.
Yeah, not bad for sure.
Yeah, when it comes to like most first ladies, like I would take Big Mike over George Washington's wife. Like, that's for sure.
Yeah, dude, unrelated to Big Mike, but dude, that clip you pulled up reiterated. Dude, Candace Owens is fucking hot.
Yeah, Candace Owens is hot.
Super hot, dude. I was watching that clip. I was like, damn. I was laughing, but I was like, damn, she looks really good in this video too.
You ever seen the edits where people made her a white chick?
No, I heard you talk about it on the stream last week or something like that. Though that shit's hilarious.
God, I don't think I have it saved on Twitter, but yeah, people did an edit where they made her a white chick and she looks terrible, of course,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it's
because
funny.
she's meant to be black.
Yeah, and it's a funny edit. But yeah, no, Candace Owens is definitely hot. Oh, I found it.
She's up there with the GOAT black women, like Hillary from Fresh Prince.
To think things through and
What the fuck? Dude, she looks like a fucking Billie Eyelash.
Yeah, no, this is like one of the funniest things. Candace Owens is someone was like, dude, she's ugly. And I'm
Yeah,
like, no, dude.
she looks like a bitch that wear Cookie Monster pajamas and eats hot Cheetos.
Oh yeah. But yeah, no, regular Candace Owens. Yeah, she's pretty hot.
Yeah, facts. Fizz says she's pretty hot for a white chick.
Playing World of Warcraft Legion remix.
Oh, dude, World of Warcraft is a crazy pull. I haven't heard about that game in a while. That's cool.
I always wanted to play World of Warcraft. I just never had the money.
Yeah.
Isn't there like a monthly deal for it?
I don't know what it's like nowadays, but I remember, yeah, back in the day, you used to pay a subscription fee for it. Yeah, Fizz, that it is true. I do find it interesting how that is it used to be like one drop rule. Like if you're slightly ethnic, you're just ethnic. But now if you're 1% white, you're white. I don't know how true that is though, actually, now that I'm reading your statement.
I've always thought of it as just no matter what, anybody who's like half black or anything black at all, they get to pull the black card.
Yeah.
Because I've had multiple friends that are like white mom, black dad. I've got one friend that's black mom, white dad.
I think when you're black though, the black side is so much stronger. It's hard to pull white if you're clearly black. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they always have black hair, honestly.
Yeah.
That's a lot of what it comes down to.
Oh, the Moore's dropping some lore.
College, she was clinically depressed. She asked me to go with her, and I ended up being the one the session was about. So yeah, your statement rings true. She was seeking validation for us. She felt, yeah, girls, especially girls, when they go to therapy, they want to be told that they're right.
Yo.
And I think, not that there are any good therapists now, but I think a good therapist should tell you that you're wrong. Like a therapist should challenge you. They should correct the way you think, not just reinforce it. Otherwise, you wouldn't be there in the first place.
Exactly. You're looking for professional advice, not someone to be your friend. Yeah, $15 a month. Crackheads would never be able to afford it. It's funny. Now we get to pull the white card. What does that mean?
Yeah, what is the white card? The white card's never worked. At least,
I mean, the white card doesn't work.
Maybe with the rise of Nick Fuentes, it'll start working. But
oh, you're half white. You're half of the problem, just like a black person running from responsibility in 2025.
Therapist ended up saying multiple times, "I really like you." To me, you should have. Was the therapist a girl? You should have
went with the therapist.
Yeah, you should have hooked up with the therapist instead. Been like, "Oh, this works out great." Half white, you're half the problem. It's like a black person running from responsibility. I think everybody wants to.
Everyone runs away from responsibility in some shape or form today. Shameless society.
Dude, I had a good let me see. I have two clips. I was either gonna pull up.
Yeah.
It was either I was gonna pull up the trailer, not really the trailer, but I guess the ad for the George Floyd movie.
Oh yeah, I remember you texting me about that. I have not seen anything about it.
Either that or one of my favorite videos about the guy that got fired from the UPS store. I don't know if anyone's seen that one.
Dude, you know what George Floyd videos I like? The ones where they make him George Droid.
Oh yeah,
the Fent bot.
they got and the Fent reactors are out of fentanyl, so he's out of energy.
That shit's tight.
So oh yeah, let me pull this up for a second because I have something to say. Because I did watch Candace Owens' documentary.
Even though we didn't grow up together, he's my favorite brother.
Hey, sis.
Is this AI?
I'm the baby of the family.
I don't know.
It's like a reenactment.
Gentle giant.
What you know about Port Georgia?
Man, please, that's a classic.
You know when they say people are a rare breed? Yeah, he's that.
I'm sorry, I'll be back in a few hours.
Don't worry, Shug, you know I'm for you.
I know.
Go get the football.
Go get the Fent.
That was my favorite memory. He was always for you.
This is
a true story of me,
his sister,
Bridget Floyd, and this guy, George Perry Floyd Jr.
Dude, you know she sees that paycheck, those dollar signs.
So that's the thing. So what's funny about his sister, Candace Owens did a documentary about George Floyd that I watched a while back.
Yeah.
It sounds like none of his family gave a fuck about him. They kind of wrote him off as a crackhead criminal until he died.
Mm.
George Floyd lived in a house with 2 roommates when he died, and his roommates were on the documentary, and they said, we never saw or met anyone in his family, and the day after he died, they showed up, they cleaned out all of his stuff, and we never saw them again. And then all of a sudden, they're on the news talking about how much they loved him and how great he was, and his roommates are like, no, his family did not fuck with him. They wanted nothing to do with him.
Yeah, and she just said she didn't even fucking grow up with him. What the fuck are you talking about?
Hook up with a therapist and then sue her for sexual assault. Oh yeah, you could
dude,
get
that's the fucking move. I have a funny story about therapists and sexual assault, but I'll save it for after George Droid.
Yeah, everyone wants the easy way. Sorry, fellas, there's no easy way. We know that Floyd was a hoax. No one dying from a knee to the back of the neck. Even though I barely knew him, I loved him. His mama and my mama used to do crack together whenever we. Yeah, my thing about the George Floyd thing, it was just used to start a movement. When it comes to like the cause of his death, I tend to think like the best way I put it, like if you ask me on my most positive day, if you ask me on my most cynical day, I say, yeah, he overdosed. On my most positive day, I say it was probably a combination of both. Like maybe if there were no drugs, he wouldn't have died. Maybe if there were no knee, he would have still overdosed or, or wouldn't have overdosed her.
I could see that.
But the fact that he died at all, that was definitely just used. No one gave a fuck about George Floyd. Like the fact that there are no statues to George Floyd.
Oh, dude, facts.
What is that movie going to be about? Him robbing the pregnant chick? Like him selling fentanyl? Like what? Seriously, it's like Candace Owens again pointed this out. Like the left has serious problems choosing their like heroes, like the people the people that they build statues to. They got behind that Abrego Guillermo, whatever that immigrant that turns out was like a human trafficker.
Oh shit!
And they deported him to like the wrong country, and they went hard for this guy. And it's like, bro, he's a fucking human smuggler. Like, this is your guy. Like, this is the guy.
Yeah, this is the guy you're gonna die on the hill for. Same with George Droid, bro. Like a fucking fent addict and robbed a pregnant woman and all that shit. Like, oh yeah, this is the guy that needs the statue. Like, what the fuck?
It's like it's sad that he fucking died. It sucks when anybody dies, of course.
But, of course,
But that's the guy you're gonna die on the hill of George Floyd. Like that's your hero. That's the statue. Like you're building statues for this guy. Like I love how there's only one picture of him in existence.
Oh yeah, that one picture where it's just like this face.
That's my favorite thing. There's no other picture of I would almost think he's like an AI human. Like they just created him.
There is one more picture of him. There's a picture of him with Steven Jackson, the basketball player.
Yes.
They look exactly like. There's a picture of them together, and it's fucking hilarious. They knew each other.
Him and Steven Jackson?
Yeah, he knew him from back in the day. Because I guess Steven Jackson got called on the phone. They're like, I know someone that looks just like you. He pulls up and he met him, and it's George Floyd, bro.
The more I've seen some stuff about the video itself, and yeah, there is a lot of weird stuff about it. The stuff I've seen about it is more like mainstream though, like the way that George Floyd one, you could see him swallowing the drugs in the video. You can see the drugs in his mouth. Two, the way that he's asking them to put him on the ground. The way that he was saying, "I can't breathe" before they even really started touching him. Like, there was a lot of stuff that they lied about. That the whole George Floyd video was a crazy example of how the like just the mainstream news just lies now. And it's not even like they have opinions that differ from yours. It's like they straight up edit videos and like crop things out and just
It's just like the Charlie Kirk shit. It's the straight up fabricated story, man. It's wild.
it should be like there should be a fucking law against, like, I understand each news organization is gonna have their own personal opinions depending on which side they're leaning, but it should be fucking illegal for like CNN.
Do you know why it's not illegal though?
What?
Fox News uses this argument all the time. Technically, all news stations like that and shit are deemed for entertainment. That is why.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so it's technically they don't have to be truthful because it's not real. It's for entertainment.
And that's such a bullshit cop
Yeah.
out.
No, I
It's not like
completely
you're
agree.
fucking WWE.
Yeah, facts. Yeah.
Like, yeah, it should be illegal to crop a video.
Yep.
Like the whole, again, not defending Trump, but the part the
Yeah.
whole hysteria back when he first became president, where he said there were fine people on both sides. There was a video where there was a rally and a bunch of like neo-Nazi, like Nick Fuentes type people showed up.
Yeah.
And when Trump spoke about it, he said, "Oh, there were fine people on both
Oh,
sides."
I remember that. Yeah, Charleston.
Neo-Nazis. I completely condemn that. So all the news stations literally cropped out the part where he said, "Not the Nazis, I condemn that." And they played it as if he just said there are fine people on the Nazi side. And
Yeah, I remember that.
to this day, people talk about the fine people on both sides. And it's like, bro, it should be illegal for a news organization as trusted and established as CNN or MSNBC to straight up crop videos. Remember that video that went around last year or earlier this year where Elon Musk was with his kid at the mall and his kid kind of fell behind a little bit and Elon kept walking?
Oh yeah, and they acted like he was like walking past him the whole time.
You play the next 5 seconds, Elon stops and gets his kid.
Yeah.
But the news, they all played the clip up until that point. It's like, bro, this should be fucking illegal. Like, it's
Yup.
not even like an opinion. You're just
Fucking
outright lying.
slandering. Yeah.
There's no uniform for rapid response workers. Oh, we're talking about the EMTs in that video still. There used to be a law. There used to be a law for lying for the news, I would assume is what you're saying. But now that they classify themselves as entertainment. What's funny is that when people attack news organizations like Fox, they'll say, "Oh, they only classify themselves as entertainment." And it's like, bro, but they know they're not entertainment. Like, you're falling for it.
Yeah, it's all propaganda. Propaganda owned by who, of course, but that's besides the point.
Yeah, I know. Netanyahu, when he comes to America, he stays in a hotel that's owned, or he stays in a suite that's owned by the guy that owns Fox.
Was it Rupert Murdoch or whatever his name is? Yeah.
He's very good friends with Murdoch, and whenever he
sure
comes
he
to
is.
town, he stays in one of Murdoch's penthouses.
Yeah.
The uniform is whatever the company that you work for gives you. Ambulance response is not part of PD or FD. Well, sorry, technically the FD does have ambulances, but they're not generally used for first response to visiting. So you think EMT wears police uniforms?
Sorry, no can do.
Is that what they were wearing in the video? I don't feel like pulling up the actual George. I don't.
Don't pull that up.
Let's watch the George Floyd death video.
We'll pull some George Droid if anything. Fembot activated.
Dude, I love the George Droid, and now they're doing the robot Charlie Kirk.
Oh, that's awesome. I haven't gotten to those yet.
Oh, dude, they're great. It'll be like Trump sends him on a mission, and like robot Charlie, the Kirkinator, I think is what it is.
The Kirkinator. That's the AI shit that I like.
Yeah, to me, AI for comedy is kind of all right.
Yeah. The Kirkinator.
God, of course, I should have saved some edits. I don't have any saved. Let's see. No, it needs a fucking reels, dude. Where are the reels? I really hate the new Instagram layout on the phone.
Oh, with the fucking DMs at the bottom and shit.
Yeah, they just I don't know why they ruin stuff like that. Like, why would you change this?
Dude, Instagram used to be goated back in the day. Back when the timeline was like purely chronological. You remember that?
Oh yeah, Instagram was the best for years.
So cool. And I remember posting used to be so like casual and cool too. People just post like random shit, but now it's like almost weird if you don't post to like come out of the woodworks and post some shit. Everyone's like, "Oh my god, you fucking posted after fucking 4 years." And I don't know, it's just fucking stupid now.
Yeah. All right, yeah, I can't find a reel right off the top. I'll have to bring one up at some point when we're on though.
Nah, you're good.
Yeah, no, it'll be like Trump will have a mission and Kirkinator will fly out of the fucking. He has the red eyes and the robot part of the
That's awesome. I saw a clip of him. It was like a clip from I think it's like shortly before he was killed, but he was talking about how he thought October 7th, the Hamas attack was an inside job because he's like,
Oh, yeah.
I've been to Israel. You can't go 5 feet without seeing a 19-year-old IDF soldier with a machine gun. Like, how did this happen?
Yeah.
And then, yeah, sure enough, later on, he's killed. I think he probably came to find out that his theory was true, and they murked him for it.
Yeah, he questioned the whole thing on like that Patrick Bet David guy show.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, that's a good clip.
there was a stand down order from Netanyahu.
Yep.
Speaking of technology, you guys talk about Trump's release.
Wait, it's a hoax?
We talked about Trump's his tweet that he tweeted where he basically just talked shit about Rob Reiner. What do you think about the Rob Reiner thing though, since you call it a hoax?
I saw someone talking about how it's kind of fucked up because he's dead, so may he rest in peace. But someone was talking about how Rob Reiner is a member of a certain race, and they were trolling about like, oh, it's fake news, Hollywood shit.
Oh, he's Jewish.
He is, yeah.
I have some PCs. Oh yeah, the Fizz. I still gotta find out if I need one of the PCs. What would I need a regular PC for though? I'm not gaming. If I was a gaming streamer, it would make more sense. I'll still keep thinking about it. If I can think of a need for a secondary PC, I'm gonna have a few 24-inch monitors available if you want one. Let me measure my monitor because actually I might be interested in something like that. But let me see how big mine is before I commit to it. Because yeah, I might like a bigger one. So the more would you say Rob Reiner's not actually?
Yeah, is it a fake death?
Yeah, is he just not dead?
The more
and
also
would you say it's
thinks
just like
Charlie
the
Kirk
average.
is
He just
alive
wants to
too,
go
right?
chill and live like a normal life.
Yeah, the Michael Jackson death.
Yeah, he's just hanging out on an island somewhere.
Dude, seeing all the people come around on Michael Jackson makes me happy, man.
Yeah, people are down with Michael Jackson again.
Yeah. Damn.
That would be cool if it was like a very normal Hollywood thing to just be like, okay, it's time to retire. Do you want the option where you stay famous or just pretend that you die and then you get
to have the fake story be that your drugged out son kills you is a crazy pull, though. I won't lie. I don't know why you go with that one. Maybe he hates his son.
They probably have to use context clues. So they'd be like, hey, Rob Reiner, you know how we've talked about your son's addiction problems. That's what will work into your story,
Yeah. He jumped in on the Charlie Kirk hoax. Amusing.
Fuck, I've never had more fucking trouble giving away equipment in my entire life. Yeah, giving away stuff is hard nowadays.
Yeah, in fact, everyone already has everything. Dude, we're at a point in the society where it's hard to, everyone has everything they need, but yet we're still so miserable. It's very interesting.
And yeah, I would recommend Facebook Marketplace. Marketplace is the best. Like I said, Fizz, let me measure my monitor at some point. I don't know. I'll do that shit sometime tonight when I get off or tomorrow, and I will let you know about the monitor though. Yeah, even selling shit is hard sometimes. Marketplace has always worked for me, but there's been a couple things that I couldn't get to sell. But yeah, no, Trump's response to that shit was terrible. It was like, brother, like, if we're going with the story, not the more story, but like the story, the guy just died and you're out here talking about how he had Trump derangement syndrome. It's like, yeah, he did, but just fucking just tweet rest in peace, brother. Like, that's all you got to do. You don't got to do this whole, I mean, he kind of sounded like he was blaming his death on him having Trump derangement syndrome.
You think that that tweet is actually Trump, or do you think it's a Trump PR Twitter person?
I would imagine Trump runs his own shit. Because it just like it seems like it just seems too much like him. Like it's always in all caps. There's always typos.
Yeah, true. His style is pretty consistent, unless whoever his PR person is just like knows his style that well. I could see this one being actually him though, and then maybe some of them are not him.
Fizz, what streamers are you watching the stream on their phone? Fine, use the phone. I'll sell and buy my daughter and son. Well, yeah, you should buy your
You
daughter.
should do that, yeah.
Nice. Dude, I would never watch a streamer on their phone. Actually, I guess it depends on the person. If it's like a person that I'm actually interested in, but if I'm
Yeah,
just watching
true.
like
Or like
normal people,
I know like the IRL streams when people walk around, a lot of that is like on the tripod phone shit.
yeah, those are like established people though. Like if I'm
That's true, yeah.
I watched a stream like with Nikki Six joined somebody, but he was on his phone, but like it's fucking Nikki Six from Motley Crue though.
Facts. I feel like Instagram Live is pretty acceptable to be on the phone. Same with TikTok. I feel like that's
Yeah.
fine on the phone.
Yeah, that's true. I wish I could get on fucking Instagram Live.
Oh yeah, what is it? 1,000 followers? What are you at right now? Have you gone up at all?
No, like 8 something. I don't think it would do much. It sucks. I would like to stream on the TikTok, but TikTok is super strict on language.
Yeah, you have to like train yourself to not curse or nothing.
Yeah, well, I couldn't say faggot and I couldn't say retarded. I probably couldn't say rape all too often. You probably can't. I hear people say pew pew instead of gun.
Oh, dude, that's gnarly.
Yeah, like that's too much for you guys. Like,
yeah, pew pew.
You can't say killed yourself. You have to say unalive.
Oh yeah, unalive, which is hilarious because it all means the same thing.
Yeah, that's the best part. Is it's like, brother, it's gonna trigger the same people anyways. That's their excuse. Is that it's gonna trigger.
Well, trigger.
Like you think a girl who's been raped. First of all, let's pretend that we're talking about real trauma and not just 2025 white girl trauma.
Yeah.
You think a girl that's actually been raped is gonna feel better because you said graped? Like that's
yeah, it's gonna not bring it up. She equates it to something else.
Yeah, like that's what's gonna save her from experiencing PTSD while watching the stream because you talked about how someone got raped. She's gonna be like, "Oh, that's fine. I'm good."
Yeah, dude, it's hilarious the charades people play thinking they're actually helping.
It's all to me. It's all practice. They're seeing what they can get away with. The same thing with the COVID stuff. They're like, let's see if we can get them to stand 6 feet apart. Let's see if we can get them to wear 2 masks. Let's see.
Yeah,
if
we can get them to stay home all day, and like, let's see how long we can keep them inside. I think that was really the major player. Like, can we get people to stay inside for a prolonged amount of time? And the answer is yes.
It's a practice run. And with social media, it's can we get people to change their entire language? Let's make them say shit like unalive and grape, and let's make them say shit like pew pew. You know, what can we get away with? And sure enough, like we get stuck in these times where it's like, yeah, now if you want to survive on the internet, you got to not say this shit. Especially after COVID, like after Biden was out, I remember there was like a hearing, like a court date where Anthony Fauci straight up said, like, yeah, there's no science behind the 6 feet. We literally just came up with that number. We just thought that'd be a good number to use. 6 feet, stay 6 feet apart.
Yeah, all good enough. Maybe, yeah, no, I don't know. I still always love the memes where it's like Anthony Fauci is what happens when you give an Italian person power. That shit's fucking hilarious. But yeah, totally, I mean, wasn't he on trial and all that shit and it just completely under the rug and now he's just chilling at home and all that now?
Yeah, that was the trial I was talking about when he brought up the 6 feet, and then he got a blank. Of course, he got a blanket pardon from Biden, which to me is like, why do you need a pardon if you did nothing wrong?
Yeah, if you didn't do nothing, yeah, dude, that's crazy.
Yeah, no, he definitely did a lot of shit. That's I know RFK wrote a book about him that I've always wanted to read, but I don't know. You want to get off? I just realized it's like 8:20. You want to hang it up soon?
Yeah, I'm done. We gone for like a good 2.5 hours, just about. So good stream.
Yeah, it's been like 2:20.
Yeah.
Fizz and the more. I think you guys both disappeared in the last like 5 minutes or so. But
yeah.
Tomorrow.
Is it gonna be the trio?
Yeah, tomorrow at 6. It's supposed to be me and Johnny again. Annie said she's gonna come back on. So that'll be we'll probably bring up the Rob Reiner stuff again, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think they'd probably know more about that guy than me. I really don't even know who that is.
Yeah, he was just a director. I think he made The Princess Bride too. I forgot to mention that. But yeah, one of those 80s directors. He played the dad in The Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. But yeah, no, we'll be back on tomorrow. You know, I'm gonna say the same shit. I might get on Friday or Saturday or Sunday, and then I don't. Actually, next week I'll probably be off because I'll be.
Yeah, I was gonna say next week. We probably won't be on though.
Yeah, so I'll be at my mom's for Christmas. I never leave until they say I'm about to blow out your
with the fucking outro.
That is my new Way to end it. Talk about blowing out eardrums. But
Yeah. You should get on this weekend with Johnny again. I was rewatching the Wednesday stream. It sounds like you would be down to run a stream on like Friday or Saturday. You guys should do that.
yeah, even if he doesn't, I really should do a weekend stream anyways. But
Yeah.
I got my
Thank you.
YouTube.
More YouTube.
At the end of the year, I got my YouTube analytics like for the year, and it was actually really surprising. It said something like the times that the audience was like most active was let me see. They basically did like a, you know how Spotify does the Spotify Wrapped.
Yeah. Oh, I'd be curious to hear what the data sounds like.
YouTube kind of did the same thing. Actually, okay, this is for stuff that I watched, actually, so I don't think that's what. Where did I find the parts that was like my actual audience? Okay, I don't know where I found it, but I found something that was like, here's kind of like your Wrapped for your actual audience, and it said like the days that the audience was like most active was like Thursday or
What?
like it was not a Monday or a Wednesday that I've been.
Is that
streaming
possible?
on.
Or is it fake data?
Well, no, I mean we used to stream on like different days. Hold on, let me see if it was an email from Restream. That might have been where I saw it. Okay, I don't know where I saw it. I'll try to find it for tomorrow or something. But yeah, it basically was. It was like completely surprising days that it was like, here's the days when your audience is most active.
When did you stream on Thursday? Was that when you streamed with Dirty Whiteboard on Wednesday and then Mark and Annie on Thursday for a little bit? Was that time?
Yeah, I think we streamed on Thursdays then.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I don't remember. It might not have been Thursday. It was just some day. It was just a different day that I was Fizz, didn't get to tell you my girlfriend said is your son gonna visit during Christmas, and I ruined a surprise. He's gonna stay with me all next week.
Nice.
Oh, you're saying your son's coming home for Christmas week?
Yeah, and I think the son was gonna surprise his girlfriend or Fizz's girlfriend.
No, well, surprises suck anyways. I always like to know these things.
Yeah, so you can plan ahead of time. True.
Yeah, so I would say that's a good move. That's just me though. But either way, good. Sounds like a good fucking Christmas week.
Oh yeah, Christmas is awesome. I love Christmas time.
Christmas is the best holiday easily.
Dude, facts. I actually don't particularly enjoy the other holidays. They feel like filler to me. Christmas is the GOAT.
Yeah, the other ones they're fun, but it's just kind of like, anyone that acts like Christmas isn't the best is just trying to be cool. Like the people that say Halloween is the coolest. It's like, no, Halloween is fun when you're a kid and like if you're a popular adult and you have a party to go to, but it's literally just Santa's magic mushroom.
Dude, the more is goated.
I'm gonna look that one up.
The only person you know that can bring up Christmas and then, oh, by the way, Santa is a mushroom.
Oh, hold on, really quick before I go. What was the thing the more mentioned by Eric Dubé? It was like something to do with World War II.
Oh yeah, it was a World War II revisionist movies. I don't remember what the fuck it was called. He's still here. Just ask him.
It was straight up called like Hitler versus the Jews or something.
Oh, Hitler versus the Jew World Order.
Okay, yeah, that's what it is. I'm gonna look that up. Yeah, okay, that's what I'm gonna watch because I like Eric Dubé. I've watched some Eric Dubé videos and he's cool.
Oh, yeah.
All right, yeah, we'll be back on tomorrow if anyone can make it. Good time. I'm gonna blow out some eardrums.
Thanks for chatting and stream or whatever, chatting and chat.
Yeah, you guys know what we're saying.
Yeah.
All right, we're getting out of here.
Peace.
And we're all here today to groove and have a beautiful time together, and that it's only the beginning.